tactical masterclasses and game-changing moments. But the real question is, did KKR throw away the match, or was it a masterclass from RCB? Stay tuned as we break down every gripping moment. Hazlewood strikes early. The match began with RCB setting the tone thanks to a fiery spell from Josh Hazlewood. Back after a long injury layoff, he was sharp, relentless, and absolutely unplayable. The Eden Gardens pitch offered just enough bounce, and Hazlewood exploited it brilliantly. Quinton de Kock was the first to fall, struggling against Hazlewood's hard lengths. Dropped once, didn't matter. 2 balls later, Hazlewood made sure there were no second chances. Sunil Narine found himself swinging and missing through the power play as RCB's pace attack set the stage for what was to come. Rahane and Narine fight back. Just when KKR needed a spark, their captain stepped up. Ajinkya Rahane silenced the doubters with a masterclass in intent. His stroke play was fearless, his timing impeccable. And when Sunil Narine joined the assault, RCB's grip on the game loosened. From overs 4 to 10, KKR were unstoppable. 98 runs in just 7 overs. Rahane's wrist work was exquisite, but it was Narine who stole the show, taking down his former teammate Suyash Sharma in a brutal display of power hitting. 22 runs in a single over. RCB were rattled, the defending champions looked dominant, but then came the twist. Krunal Pandya's spell turns the game. With KKR cruising at 107 for 1, RCB needed a miracle. And Krunal Pandya delivered. First, Narine miscalculated a shot off Rafiq Salam, and that one mistake cracked KKR's momentum. Then came Krunal's moment of brilliance. He adjusted his pace, outfoxed the batters, and turned the game in RCB's favor. Rahane, who looked set for a big one, holed out. Venkatesh Iyer, gone. Rinku Singh, bowled. And just like that, KKR crumbled. But the biggest moment? Andre Russell. He walked in. The crowd expected fireworks, but Suyash Sharma had other plans. A wrong an error in judgment, and boom, middle stump gone. Since 2018, Russell has struggled against the wrong. Tonight, history repeated itself. KKR limped to 174 for 8, and RCB smelled blood. Phil Salt, the ex-player that KKR regrets losing. The chase began, and the man who once brought KKR glory turned against them. Phil Salt, the player they let go, came back to haunt them in brutal fashion. First ball, crashed for 4. The message was clear. Salt had a point to prove. With Virat Kohli turbocharged at the other end, KKR had nowhere to hide. Desperation kicked in, and Varun Chakravarti was brought in early. But Salt was ready. 20 runs in an over, and by the time Varun got his revenge, RCB were 95 in 8.3 overs. The game was as good as done. Kohli finishes the job. There was never any doubt. Virat Kohli thrives in moments like these. With the required rate down to a runner ball, he could have played it safe. But that's not Kohli. That's not RCB. Instead, he went after Varun one more time, slog sweeping him into the stands. At the other end, new captain Rajat Patidar provided the finishing touches with a blistering 34 off 16. RCB didn't just win, they dominated. 7 wickets in hand, 22 balls to spare. A statement victory to start IPL 2025. What a night for RCB. Hazlewood's early breakthroughs, Krunal's game-changing spell, Salt's revenge, and Kohli's finishing touch. This was dominance in every sense of the word. But the question remains, was this just an off day for KKR or a warning to the rest of the league that RCB means business this year? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay updated on all things IPL 2025, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. More action, more drama, and more cricketing madness coming your way.
Powerful intro with emotion and drama. They doubted them, said they were too slow, too cautious. But on a tricky pitch in Kolkata, Gujarat Titans didn't just silence the noise, they roared their way to the top. And leading the charge? A masterclass from Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan. This wasn't just a win, this was a statement. In the 39th match of IPL 2025, under the bright lights of Eden Gardens, Gujarat Titans dismantled the Kolkata Knight Riders by 39 runs. After a slow, calculated start, their top three batters exploded, racking up 183 of the team's 198. Then their bowlers did the rest. It wasn't just a win. It was a lesson in patience, precision, and pure passion. Even after losing the last time they batted first, Gujarat Titans stuck to their guns. Calm start, risk-free cricket. And then, liftoff. The surface was tricky, but their plan worked like clockwork. They finished with 198 for 3, and every run was earned the hard way. It wasn't about flashy starts. It was about smart cricket. They're now top of the table, and for good reason. Let's talk about the real heroes of the night. Shubman Gill, calculated, composed, and then completely explosive. His 90 off 55 was a perfect mix of caution and carnage. Alongside him, Sai Sudarshan brought the fire. He reached his 50 faster than Gill, 33 balls to be exact, and was fearless against the spin of Varun Chakravarthi and the pace of Harshit Rana. Together, they added a rock-solid 114 for the first wicket. And just when KKR thought they had a chance, Jos Buttler walked in. Calm, cold, and clinical. His 41 not out off 23 balls destroyed any hopes of a comeback. For KKR, the spinners were supposed to be their weapon, but GT turned that blade back on them. Their spinners bowled 11 overs, no wickets. 96 runs conceded, no breakthroughs, no control. Gill even took on the two frontline spinners in the 16th and 17th overs, 12 and 11 runs. When Gill fell just short of a century, he had already done the damage. And Shahrukh Khan? He ensured GT ended with 85 in the last 8 overs. KKR made changes, hoped for better returns, but they simply couldn't handle GT's discipline. It began with Mohammad Siraj, an absolute peach of a delivery to get rid of Rahmanullah Gurbaz. Ajinkya Rahane tried his best, scoring a fluent 50 off 36 balls. But with Sunil Narine and Venkatesh Iyer struggling, 14 off 19 from Iyer, KKR were already behind. Even when Andre Russell walked in with fireworks, he was soon smothered by Sai Kishore and then knocked over by a resurgent Rashid Khan. It was poetic. While GT's batters built the stage, their bowlers brought the curtains down. Washington Sundar outsmarted Rahane with a wide ball. Sai Kishore choked the middle overs. And then came Rashid Khan, back in form, striking when it mattered. And let's not forget Prasidh Krishna. 4 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets. Now 16 wickets in the tournament and leading the purple cap charts. Clinical, ruthless, unstoppable. If you're loving these deep match breakdowns and want more real cricket stories with zero fluff, hit that subscribe button right now. On a tricky pitch with pressure mounting and critics circling, Gujarat Titans didn't just win, they showed who they truly are. Calculated at the start, explosive at the end, and rock solid with the ball. With Gill, Sai Sudarshan, and Buttler firing, and their bowlers locking down every challenge, this wasn't just another game, it was a declaration of dominance. In the heart of Delhi, under the blazing IPL spotlight, a classic was born. With victory in sight, Rajasthan Royals had one hand on the trophy, only for Mitchell Starc to pull it away with 5 jaw-dropping Yorkers. This wasn't just cricket, this was chaos, heartbreak, and redemption packed into one unforgettable night. Stay with me. because what happened next will leave you breathless. The final over that changed everything. With just 9 runs needed off the final over and 6 wickets in hand, it was supposed to be routine for Rajasthan Royals. But that's when Mitchell Starc decided to flip the script. Delivering 5-inch perfect Yorkers, Starc transformed what looked like a walk in the park into a battlefield. Dhruv Jurel, standing between victory and a super over, couldn't manage more than a single off the final ball. The stadium erupted. A game that seemed done and dusted was now heading into a dramatic super over. Rajasthan Royals crumbled in the pressure cooker. Riyan Parag and Yashasvi Jaiswal run out in just 5 balls. In reply, Delhi Capitals chased the 12-run target in just 4 deliveries. Stubbs seals the deal. When DC needed 5 off 3 in the super over, it was Tristan Stubbs who stepped up. No nerves, just raw power. He pulled Sandeep Sharma for a 6 that sent shockwaves through the Royals camp and brought jubilation to Delhi fans. But this wasn't his only contribution. In regular time, Stubbs smashed a vital 34 off just 18 balls, steering DC to score 42 runs in the last 3 overs. He could have been out early. On just 12 runs, Riyan Parag dropped a straightforward catch at long on. That drop proved devastating, as Stubbs made RR pay dearly. Before we move on, if you're loving this high-voltage cricket drama, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon for more matchday thrillers. Axar and Stubbs, momentum makers. At the Arun Jaitley Stadium, the first innings total had gone past 208 straight T20s. But Delhi Capitals were far from it until Axar Patel and Stubbs joined forces. Axar tore into Wanindu Hasaranga, hammering a blazing 34 off just 14 balls. He flipped the pressure right back on RR, setting up Stubbs to continue the assault. Sandeep Sharma, who started with 3-0-14-0, unraveled under pressure in the 19th over. 4 wides, a no ball, and a dropped catch by Mahesh Theekshana turned it into a 19-run over. When it almost slipped away, ironically, Stubbs nearly became the villain. When Nitish Rana was on 20, Stubbs misjudged a catch at long on, palming the ball over the ropes and denying Axar a wicket. That miss hurt, because Rana went on to score 31 more off 12 balls, easing pressure on RR, who needed 73 off 36 at the time. But the turning point? Mitchell Starc's 3rd over. He delivered a fiery in-swinging Yorker that cleaned up Rana, breaking the Royals' rhythm. Even with Shimron Hetmeyer and Dhruv Jurel at the crease, RR couldn't manage a single boundary in the final over. Starc's redemption was complete. Jaiswal's fire and Samson's setback. Earlier in the game, Mitchell Starc had the worst possible start. Yashasvi Jaiswal went after him mercilessly, 4, 6, 4, hammering full deliveries with brute force, pulling short balls with ease. Jaiswal's blitz set the tone. Then came Sanju Samson, timing the ball beautifully, until disaster struck. Chasing a wide one from Vipraj Nigam, Samson suddenly pulled up, his side giving way. From 61 without loss in 5.3 overs, RR lost their captain just as the chase was gaining momentum. DC's bumpy start and the unsung heroes Delhi Capitals were reeling at the start. Jake Fraser-McGurk was gone early, and Karun Nair, fresh from a comeback high, was rattled by Jofra Archer's pace, run out for a 3-ball duck. But Abhishek Parel brought the innings to life, hammering 23 runs off Tushar Deshpande's 2nd over. He eventually fell for 49, but the spark had been ignited. Shea Hope struggled to find rhythm, falling for 38 off 32 after a cautious start. But Axar and Stubbs took over late, giving DC a target their bowlers could work with. A night of heroes and heartbreaks. This wasn't just a cricket match, it was a roller coaster of emotion. From Stubbs' dropped catch to his heroic 6, from Starc's punishment to his redemption, from Samson's injury to Rana's blitz. Every moment was stitched into a storyline that defined why we love the IPL. And in the end, it was Delhi Capitals who stood tall, 188 for 5, then 12 in a super over chased like champions. A win that takes them to the top of the points table. A win that will be remembered for ages. If this match gave you goosebumps too, smash that like button, drop your reactions in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more thrilling match breakdowns. Until next time, keep the cricket fever alive.
10 years of heartbreak, shattered. One fortress, finally conquered. And one team, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, standing tall at Wankhede, rewriting history in a thriller that had everything: Kohli's fire, Patidar's class, and Krunal's ice-cold nerves. This isn't just a win, this is a statement. The long-awaited breakthrough. In a season where old ghosts are being exorcised, RCB finally broke their 10-year jinx at the Wankhede Stadium. Just weeks after ending their 17-year drought at Chepauk, they returned to haunt another fortress, defeating Mumbai Indians in their own backyard. And what a battle it was. RCB put up a massive 221 for 5, but the win was anything but easy. Despite the mountain of runs, it came down to the final over, as Hardik Pandya and Tilak Varma nearly pulled off the impossible. From 99 for 4 in 12 overs, the duo launched a sensational counter-attack, adding 89 runs in just 34 balls. But the night belonged to the calmest man under pressure, Krunal Pandya, who held his nerve in the final over and shut the door on MI's dreams, delivering RCB's most emotional win of the season. Kohli and Patidar, fire and flair. It all began with a bang. For the 31st time in IPL history, Trent Bolt struck in the first over. But Devdutt Padikkal countered immediately, smashing his first ball for 4. What followed was a power play blitz. RCB raced to 73 for 1, and leading the charge was none other than Virat Kohli. This was a different Kohli, aggressive, fearless, and dominant. He hammered 36 off 19 in the power play and then brought out the slog sweeps against spinners to reach his fastest T20 50 since 2019 in just 29 balls. As Kohli pushed the tempo, Rajat Patidar built his innings quietly. But once settled, he unleashed fury, especially targeting Hardik Pandya and Mitchell Santner. He dismantled Hardik's figures, taking 33 off just 12 balls, and his 64-run knock was the backbone of RCB's total. And then came Jitesh Sharma, who put the cherry on top. His late cameo of 24 off 8 balls ensured RCB reached a commanding 221, even with Jasprit Bumrah bowling 3 economical overs. The RCB bowling masterclass. And just when you thought RCB had done enough, came the real test. The bowlers had to defend 221 at the Wankhede, a place where dreams either fly or die. Josh Hazlewood and Suyash Sharma started like men on a mission. The first 5 overs cost just 21 runs, a nightmare for a batting-heavy MI. Hazlewood removed Ryan Rickleton, and Suyash's unorthodox action tied the batters down. Even Surya Kumar Yadav couldn't break free, crawling to 8 off 13 and getting dropped twice before falling at the end of the 12th. Hardik and Tilak brought that chaos. If you're loving this breakdown of one of the most thrilling IPL nights, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We've got plenty more where this came from. The Pandya-Varma scare. Drama unfolds. With 123 needed off 48 balls, Tilak Varma lit the fuse. He took 17 off Suyash's last over, setting the tone. Then entered Hardik Pandya. And he was ice-cold, brutal, clinical. In just 7 balls, he smashed 32 runs. 2 sixes, 2 fours off Hazlewood, and 2 more sixes off his own brother Krunal. The Wankhede roared back to life. 71 needed off 33 now looked possible. There were mind games, time-outs, slow balls, but MI stayed in the hunt. Tilak added a 6 and 4 off Bhuvneshwar, and even Yash Dayal couldn't fully stop the bleeding. The game was on a knife's edge, and the cricketing gods watched in silence. Krunal's redemption, the final over. And so it came down to 19 runs off the final over. Who would you trust? The brother who smashed you, or the one who could stop him? Krunal Pandya, standing tall with the ball in hand, faced Santner and Deepak Chahar. Every ball was high stakes. Every shot carried the weight of 10 years of pain for RCB. One boundary. And then a catch at the ropes. Another big hit. And another wicket. Krunal's spell, 4 overs, 45 runs, 4 wickets, became the most important performance of the night. And with that last over, he consigned his own brother's team to a second consecutive defeat. The redemption is real. This wasn't just about 2 points, this was about redemption, legacy, and breaking chains. For RCB, it was a night where Kohli's hunger, Patidar's timing, and Krunal's ice-cold finish combined to write a new chapter. 221 was enough. Barely, but enough. Wankhede is no longer a haunted house for RCB, the curse is broken. And now, the road ahead looks wide open. Until next time, keep your passion alive and stay tuned, because this IPL season is far from over. No Sunil Narine, no problem. The Kolkata Knight Riders proved their dominance as they crushed the Rajasthan Royals in IPL 2025's sixth match. With a lethal spin attack and a masterclass from Quinton de Kock, KKR didn't even need Andre Russell to get the job done. But how did it all unfold? Stick around, because this was a night of shock, heartbreak, and pure cricketing brilliance. The battle begins. The Rajasthan Royals stepped onto the field with a point to prove, but their plans quickly went off track. Sanju Samson, their dependable captain, started off cautiously, but his stay was cut short as he yorked himself against Vaibhav Arora after scoring just 13 off 11 balls. However, the real moment of excitement came when Guwahati's very own Riyan Parag walked in. The crowd erupted as he smashed a one-handed six off Harshit Rana, a moment of magic. But his joy was short-lived. KKR spinners, take control. Varun Chakravarti and Moeen Ali turned the game on its head with a spin masterclass. Moeen, filling in for the unwell Sunil Narine, removed Yashasvi Jaiswal for 29 off 24 balls, a rare dismissal for him against spin. Varun then outfoxed Parag, forcing him into a mistimed shot that landed straight into the hands of Quinton de Kock. The Royals crumbled under pressure, sliding from a comfortable 67 for 1 to a disastrous 82 for 5. The Royals tried an experiment, pushing Wanindu Hasaranga up the order as a pinch hitter, but it failed miserably. He faced just one ball from Moeen before miscuing a shot straight to mid-off. The decision backfired, and the Royals were now in deep trouble. Late resistance from Jurel and Archer. As wickets kept tumbling, the Royals needed a savior. Dhruv Jurel took up the challenge, playing a resilient knock of 33 off 28 balls. His efforts, combined with a few big hits from Jofra Archer, helped RR cross the 150-run mark, but even 151 for 9 felt too little against the batting-heavy KKR lineup. Before we move on, if you love thrilling IPL moments like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. KKR's chase, de Kock's heroics. The chase started with a shaky moment as Moeen Ali, struggling at 5 off 11 balls, was run out due to a mix-up with Quinton de Kock. On another day, this could have been a disaster, but de Kock had other plans. He dominated the power play, scoring 34 of KKR's 40 runs, attacking bowlers like Mahesh Theekshana and Riyan Parag with ease. Even when Wanindu Hasaranga managed to dismiss Ajinkya Rahane for 18, KKR never lost control. The 20-year-old sensation Ankrish Raghuvanshi joined de Kock, and together they stitched an 83-run partnership off just 44 balls. The Royals had no answers. Their bowling attack looked helpless. The inevitable victory, with Dew making life easier for KKR's batters, de Kock put on a show. He reached his half-century in style, smashing Hasaranga for a 6-over long on. He followed it up with another monstrous hit off Parag, making it clear that this match belonged to him. Though he fell just short of a century, his unbeaten 97 off 61 balls was a masterclass in controlled aggression. As KKR cruised to victory with 8 wickets in hand, the Royals were left wondering where it all went wrong. Their total of 151 was the lowest in IPL 2025 so far, a stark contrast to the high-scoring games seen elsewhere. And there you have it. KKR proved once again why they are a force to be reckoned with, while the Royals slumped to their second consecutive defeat. Quinton de Kock was unstoppable, and the KKR spinners were simply unplayable. What do you think? Are KKR title contenders this year? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling IPL updates. What a performance! Punjab Kings are on fire in IPL 2025. In a thrilling contest, PBKS crushed Lucknow Super Giants with a dominant 8-wicket victory. But how did they dismantle LSG so effortlessly? From Prabhsimran Singh's explosive 50 to Shreyas Iyer's calm finish, we break it all down for you. Stay with us till the end for every crucial moment and make sure to hit that subscribe button for more IPL updates. PBKS strikes early, LSG struggles from the start. The contest started with Punjab Kings winning the toss and electing to bowl first, and boy, did their decision pay off. The pitch at the venue had a two-paced nature, favoring bowlers who could exploit the extra bounce and movement. Enter Arshdeep Singh, the man on a mission. In just the first over, he sent a huge shockwave through the Lucknow Supergiants camp, dismissing Mitchell Marsh for a golden duck. Marsh, who had been in sublime form with back-to-back 50s, was expected to be a key figure in LSG's batting lineup. But Arshdeep's pinpoint accuracy had other plans. The crowd erupted and Punjab's confidence skyrocketed. LSG's struggle continued. By the end of the power play, they found themselves 39 for 3, losing wickets at regular intervals. PBKS's bowlers were relentless, cutting down every attempt LSG made to stabilize their innings. The pressure was immense, and Lucknow had no answers against PBKS's well-executed bowling attack. Nicholas Pooran and Badoni's brief resistance. Just when it seemed like LSG was falling apart, Nicholas Pooran stepped up. The left-hander, known for his ability to shift gears quickly, decided to take the fight to PBKS. Partnering with Ayush Badoni, Pooran found some rhythm, smashing 4 boundaries in quick succession. Yuzvendra Chahal, Punjab's ace spinner, was introduced to break the stand, but Pooran had other ideas, lofting him over the infield, keeping LSG's hopes alive. For a brief moment, it looked like LSG could claw their way back. However, Punjab had an answer to everything. Chahal's wrong untrapped Pooran, forcing him into a miscalculated shot, leading to his dismissal at 44 off 28 balls. The Punjab players celebrated, knowing they had dismissed LSG's most dangerous player. With Pooran gone, Lucknow's innings lost all momentum. Before we move forward, if you're loving these in-depth match breakdowns, don't forget to subscribe for more IPL 2025 action. Samad and Badoni's late charge falls short, with LSG struggling at 124 for 5. Abdul Samad and Ayush Badoni had one last shot at pushing their team to a respectable total. And they went all in. In just 21 balls, the duo added a much-needed 47-run stand, lighting up the stadium. Samad, in particular, was fearless, launching Arshdeep Singh for a stunning reverse scoop 6, a moment that had the entire stadium on its feet. Just as LSG's innings seemed to pick up steam, Arshdeep and Ferguson had the final say. Both Samad and Badoni fell in the final over, leaving LSG stranded at 171 for 7. It was a competitive score, but far from enough against PBKS's in-form batting lineup. Prabhsimran's blistering start. PBKS dominates the chase. If LSG thought they had any chance to defend 171, Prabhsimran Singh had other ideas. The young PBKS opener came out with an ultra-aggressive approach, tearing into LSG's bowlers from the very first over. He smashed a jaw-dropping 23-ball half-century, making the chase look like a walk in the park. The highlights of his knock: 3 boundaries in 1 over off LSG's main pacer, followed by a massive 6 over long off, leaving the bowlers clueless. His fearless stroke play silenced the opposition as PBKS raced to 62 for 1 in the power play. LSG tried everything, introducing Ravi Bishnoi, bringing in Digvesh Rathi, but nothing could stop Prabhsimran's onslaught. His 69 off 34 balls ensured Punjab Kings had firm control over the chase from start to finish. Shreyas Iyer, the finisher. With PBKS needing just 62 runs off 59 balls, the job was already half done. But they needed someone to finish things smoothly. And who better than Shreyas Iyer? The PBKS captain walked in and showed his class, controlling the innings with calculated strokes. Nehal Wadhera played a supporting role, rotating the strike while Iyer played his classic textbook shots. Iyer reached his half-century in just 30 balls, guiding PBKS home without breaking a sweat. The victory came with more than 3 overs to spare, an emphatic statement from Punjab Kings. Dominance, that's the only word for it. Punjab Kings are proving to be an unstoppable force in IPL 2025. Prabhsimran Singh's explosive knock, Shreyas Iyer's steady hand and Arshdeep Singh's brilliant bowling sealed the deal for PBKS, keeping their unbeaten run intact. Where does this leave Lucknow Supergiants? 2 losses in 3 games. They'll need a strong comeback. Can they turn things around? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you loved this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe.
Chennai Super Kings were on the verge of losing their 6th match in a row. 56 runs needed, 5 overs to go. But then, MS Dhoni stepped onto the field. A player with nerves of steel, a captain who thrives under pressure. Shivam Dube joined him. Together, they fought back. A partnership that brought CSK back from the brink. Would it be enough to break their losing streak? Stay tuned. This is the IPL, where legends are made in moments like these. The game began with Rishabh Pant leading Lucknow Supergiants into battle. They were asked to bat first, and things weren't looking promising. Despite a fighting effort from Pant, who scored 63 off 49 balls, his first half-century in LSG colors, the team simply couldn't get going. The pitch wasn't easy, but CSK's bowlers made it even harder. Ravindra Jadeja was in sublime form, picking up 2 key wickets and strangling the run rate. And Noor Ahmad? What a spell. 4 overs, just 13 runs. His miserly bowling kept the pressure on, and LSG never quite recovered. By the end of their innings, LSG could only manage 166 for 7, their lowest total this season. Pant, though impressive, found himself running out of partners, and despite his valiant efforts, LSG fell short by 10 to 15 runs. It wasn't enough. They needed more. Now let's talk about the debutant. Sheikh Rashid, a name that IPL fans have been hearing for a while, finally made his mark. Coming in for Devon Conway, who has been struggling for form, Rashid showed no nerves. Just 19 balls and 6 boundaries. A flick over mid-wicket that had the commentators drawing parallels to Virat Kohli. His fearless approach was the perfect antidote to the pressure mounting on CSK. Rashid's 27 runs helped CSK race to 50 in just 4.2 overs. Alongside Rachin Ravindra's 37 off 22 balls, CSK had a solid base to build on. But just when things seemed in control, the LSG spinners began to fight back. The spinners turned the game on its head. Ravi Bishnoi, Digvesh Rathi, and Aiden Markram brought their A-game. Combined, they bowled 11 overs for just 66 runs, claiming 4 vital wickets. The game started slipping away from CSK as the spinners tied them down. Vijay Shankar and Jadeja fell to the pressure, leaving CSK in a precarious position. With just 56 runs needed and only 5 overs to go, it seemed like another heartbreak was on the cards. But here's where the magic of MS Dhoni and Shivam Dube came into play. And trust me, it was a sight to behold. MS Dhoni walked out with just 5 overs remaining. Shivam Dube was on 17 from 20 balls. Not quite the usual Dube we know. But Dhoni is no ordinary player. He thrives under pressure. His strike rate against Pacers in IPL 2024? A ridiculous 222. And LSG handed him the very thing he craves: pace. He took it on immediately. A couple of edges down to third man, followed by a punch through the covers. Then came the beauty. A one-handed 6 over deep square leg that sent the crowd wild. But Dhoni wasn't just about the power. He ran those quick 1s and 2s, taking the pressure off Dube, who soon found his rhythm. With Avesh Khan and Shardul Thakur bowling, Dube turned things around. A 4, a 6. And suddenly, the chase was looking doable. The 19th over was the turning point. Dube smashed Thakur for a boundary and a 6, one of which was a no-ball. In no time, the game was in CSK's hands. And there it was, the moment CSK fans had been waiting for. MS Dhoni and Shivam Dube had just put together a match-winning partnership of 57 runs in only 28 balls. The equation was down to 6 runs from the final over. And when Dube hit the winning runs, it was official. CSK had snapped their 5-match losing streak. Dhoni had delivered when it mattered most. His 26 runs off just 11 balls, combined with Dube's calm finishing, ensured CSK took the 2 points. It wasn't just the win, it was a statement. A reminder that CSK can never be written off, especially with a legend like Dhoni at the helm. And that's why MS Dhoni was named Player of the Match for the first time since 2019. What a game! From the brink of another loss to a thrilling victory. CSK have shown us once again why they are the most feared team in the IPL. With Jadeja, Noor Ahmad, and Dhoni leading the way, this could be the turning point of their season. But what about LSG? Pant tried his best, but it wasn't enough. What do you think? Will CSK keep the momentum going, or will LSG bounce back in the next game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're a true CSK fan, hit that subscribe button and stay updated with all the latest IPL action.
Buckle up, cricket fans. The IPL 2025 has kicked off in electrifying fashion, and Sunrisers Hyderabad have just sent a shockwave through the league. Ishan Kishan played the innings of his life, launching SRH to a record-breaking total, while Rajasthan Royals' valiant chase crumbled under pressure. What a match! What a start to the season. Stay tuned as we break down every jaw-dropping moment from this explosive battle. Before we dive into the action, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling IPL updates. SRH is dominant. The Sunrisers Hyderabad walked onto the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium with one mission: domination. And boy, did they deliver. Opening the innings, Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma wasted no time, setting the tone with an explosive start. Abhishek Sharma sent the ball flying to all corners of the ground before being dismissed for 24 off just 11 balls by Mahesh Theekshana. Then came the moment every SRH fan was waiting for: Ishan Kishan's debut for the franchise. And he did not disappoint. The left-hander was in beast mode, sending bowlers into panic mode. Alongside Travis Head, he put up a crucial 85-run stand, dismantling Rajasthan's bowling attack. While Travis Head fell for a well-made 67, Nitish Kumar Reddy and Heinrich Klaasen ensured the carnage continued. They chipped in with quick-fire 30 and 34-run knocks before falling to Mahesh Theekshana and Sandeep Sharma. But there was no stopping Ishan Kishan: 10 fours, 6 sixes, and a stunning 106 off just 47 balls. It was pure destruction. RR's nightmare. Bowling performance. While SRH's batters were running riot, Rajasthan's bowlers were left shell-shocked. Tushar Deshpande tried to fight back, taking 3 wickets, but it was Jofra Archer who had the worst outing of his IPL career. The English pacer had a horror show, conceding 76 runs in his 4 overs, the most expensive figures in IPL history. A day to forget for him. Despite the efforts of Deshpande and Theekshana, the Royals had no answer to Ishan Kishan's carnage. SRH finished with a mammoth 286 for 6, one of the highest totals in IPL history. Could RR pull off the impossible chase? RR's struggling start. With 287 needed for victory, Sanju Samson walked out determined, starting with a stunning 16-run over off Mohammad Shami. But disaster struck early for RR. Yashasvi Jaiswal and stand-in skipper Riyan Parag fell cheaply to Simarjeet Singh, leaving Rajasthan struggling at 18 for 2. And things got worse. Nitish Rana, a key player for RR, was dismissed for just 11 runs by Shami. With wickets tumbling, the Royals were in deep trouble. Samson and Jurel fight back. Just when it seemed all hope was lost, Sanju Samson and Dhruv Jurel decided to fight fire with fire. Samson reached his half-century in just 27 balls, with Jurel following closely behind. The duo stitched together a sensational partnership, giving Rajasthan a glimmer of hope. But cricket is a cruel game. Just as they started gaining momentum, Samson fell to Harshal Patel for a crucial 66. Soon after, Jurel was dismissed for a stunning 70 off 35 balls by Adam Zampa, and with that, RR's hopes of a miraculous chase faded. SRH seals the win, despite a late fight back from Shubham Dubey and Shimron Hetmeyer, who put together a 50-run stand. The target was just too steep. Hetmeyer smashed 42 off 23 balls before falling to Harshal Patel, while Dubey remained unbeaten on 34. Rajasthan Royals could only manage 242 for 6, handing SRH a massive 44-run win to kick off their campaign in style. What a performance from Sunrisers Hyderabad, Ishan Kishan's breathtaking century, Travis Head's explosive start, and a clinical bowling effort. This was an all-round masterclass. On the other hand, Rajasthan Royals showed flashes of brilliance through Sanju Samson and Dhruv Jurel, but their bowlers had a nightmare outing. Can RR bounce back in their next match? And can Ishan Kishan continue this dream form? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more exclusive IPL 2025 updates. See you in the next one.
In a nail-biting thriller that no one saw coming, Mumbai Indians snatched victory from the jaws of defeat, ending Delhi Capital's unbeaten streak. Karun Nair delivered a knock for the ages, but it was the brilliance of Karn Sharma, a dramatic hat-trick of runouts, and some stunning death bowling that turned the tide. Hold on tight, because this match had more twists and turns than a roller coaster. Let's dive in. Karun Nair's sensational comeback. What a comeback! Karun Nair, who hasn't played an IPL match for 3 years, made his return in the most spectacular fashion. A 40-ball 89 that nearly gave Delhi Capitals the game. Nair set the tone early, taking on Jasprit Bumrah, one of the best death bowlers in the world. Imagine facing Bumrah in the power play and smashing him for 28 runs off just 9 balls. That's exactly what Nair did. His wristy power was on full display, effortlessly whipping Bumrah off his hip and hitting him inside out for 2 huge sixes. It was a masterclass of placement and timing. Nair brought up his half-century in just 22 balls and was going for more, but Mitchell Santner had other ideas. A perfect delivery spun past Nair's defenses, sending the middle stump flying. Just as it seemed Nair would steer Delhi home, he was gone, but his knock had set up an exciting finish. The shift in momentum. After Nair's departure, Delhi Capitals were at 145 for 4, with a long tail still to come. But here's where things got interesting. IPL 2025 introduced a new rule. Teams could ask for a fresh ball after 11 overs, and this decision would play a huge role in shifting the game. The ball change brought relief to the Mumbai Indians bowlers, and suddenly, Delhi's batters were under pressure. The breakthrough came quickly, as Tristan Stubbs was dismissed cheaply and KL Rahul fell in almost identical fashion. Within 4 overs, Delhi Capitals were reeling at 170 for 7. The scoreboard didn't reflect the level of panic creeping into the Delhi camp. The collapse was inevitable, and Mumbai Indians smelled blood. The death bowling masterclass. The heart of this thriller, though, was in the final overs. Mumbai Indians' bowling attack had one task: to finish the game off. And boy, did they deliver. Trent Boult, as always, was a threat. His pinpoint Yorkers in the 17th over were simply too much for the Delhi batters. With just 3 runs from that over, Delhi's chase began to crumble, but it didn't stop there. Mitchell Santner, who had already dismissed Nair, turned the tide once more. After being hit for a 6 and a 4, he showed his class. He bowled a perfect delivery to Vipraj Nigam, getting him stumped and making it 8 wickets down. Santner's grip on the ball, thanks to the drier conditions, spun the game in Mumbai's favor. The last few overs were nothing short of chaos. If you're enjoying this intense breakdown, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon. More heart-stopping moments are coming this IPL. The run-out drama. And then, the final twist. Delhi Capitals were still in the hunt, with Ashutosh Sharma at the crease, needing 15 runs off 8 balls. The crowd was electric, and Delhi fans were holding their breath. But then came a moment of madness. Ashutosh hit a ball to deep point and decided to go for a second run. The decision wasn't the problem. It was the execution. Running around Bumrah, he was short by a fraction of a second. And just like that, Delhi's hopes were dashed. What followed next was even more astonishing. 2 more Delhi batters were run out in the following deliveries. A hat trick of runouts. In an instant, the game had gone from a potential win for Delhi to a stunning victory for Mumbai. The hat trick of runouts was the cherry on top, sealing a 12-run victory that no one could have predicted. Tilak Varma shines in the middle. Now, let's talk about Tilak Varma, the man who saved Mumbai Indians from a tricky situation. After a poor start to the season, Tilak was dropped from the 11, but he came back with a vengeance. He top-scored for Mumbai, notching up a crucial 59 runs off 43 balls. His knock was pivotal, not just for the runs he scored, but for the way he controlled the innings after Suryakumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya fell in quick succession. Along with Namandir, who also played a cameo, Tilak put together a 60-run partnership for the 5th wicket. Together, they lifted Mumbai from a precarious position, posting 205 for 5, a total that would prove to be just enough in the end. In the end, it wasn't just about runs or wickets, it was about clutch performances. Karun Nair almost led Delhi to an incredible win, but in the face of adversity, Mumbai Indians rose to the occasion. Karn Sharma, Trent Bolt, and Mitchell Santner combined to turn the game in their favor with clinical bowling, while a hat trick of runouts sealed the deal. This win could be the turning point for Mumbai Indians, who now look more alive than ever. In IPL 2025, Delhi Capitals, on the other hand, will be left to rue what could have been a game that slipped away from them when they needed it most. What a thriller. If this match kept you on the edge of your seat, hit that like button, leave a comment below with your thoughts on Karun Nair's comeback, and don't forget to subscribe for more IPL action. Until next time, keep watching, keep cheering, and keep loving cricket.
The Chinnaswamy roared. A curse was broken, a dream was saved, and a storm named Josh Hazlewood shattered Rajasthan Royals' hopes once again. You're about to relive one of IPL 2025's most dramatic nights. At some point, you'd think the toss gods would cut Royal Challengers Bengaluru a little slack. But once again, the coin turned away, as if fate itself had a vendetta. Yet this time, the bad luck stopped at the toss. What followed was a breathtaking rollercoaster. RCB not only posted their highest total at home this season, but clawed back from the edge to register their first win at the M. Chinnaswamy in 2025. For Rajasthan Royals, it was heartbreak. Again, a third straight match snatched away in the final overs, a 5th loss in a row, and with every passing game, the walls close in tighter. Kohli and Padikkal ignite the Chinnaswamy. Phil Salt scratched his way to 26 off 23, a shaky start. But then came the foundation, Virat Kohli and Devdutt Padikkal. Kohli, after a streaky start, found rhythm. A 32-ball 50, built not just with finesse but with fire. His duel with the fierce Jofra Archer wasn't just cricket, it was pure theatre. Archer bowled thunder, Kohli replied with thunderclaps of his own. Padikkal, meanwhile, made the most of RR's generosity, dropped twice, and he made them pay. A second straight half-century, steady and stylish. When both departed, the innings wobbled. But Tim David and Jitesh Sharma added the fuel, 42 runs in just 19 balls. That late flurry pushed RCB to 205 for 5, a score that looked bright. But against RR's explosive middle order, it wasn't safe yet. RR chase, hope rises. Yashasvi Jaiswal gave Rajasthan Royals a crisp start, anchoring the innings with 49. He looked in control, confident. Then came the tension. The innings slowed, pressure mounted. Dhruv Jurel, at 18 off 23, was struggling, scratching, searching. Then, click, he found it. He and Shubham Dubey launched an assault, hammering Bhuvneshwar Kumar for 22 runs in the 18th over. The crowd tensed. RCB fans held their breath. The equation: 18 needed off 12. Advantage: RR. This was the moment. One team's curse was about to end. Another's heartbreak was about to deepen. The Hazlewood over. And then Josh Hazlewood happened. What he delivered wasn't just an over. It was a moment frozen in time. Steep bounce, precision, 1 run, 2 wickets, gone. Dhruv Jurel, gone. Jofra Archer. In 2 balls, Hazlewood yanked the soul out of RR's chase. No fireworks, no fist pumps, just calm destruction, ice in his veins. That 19th over turned the match on its head. The crowd, silent for a moment, erupted. The game was RCB's now. If only they could hold their nerve one last time. The Dayal deliverance, Yash Dayal. The man who etched his name into RCB folklore with a legendary last over against CSK last season. Now, the stage was his again. With the match hanging in the balance, he stepped up, calm, focused, ruthless. He shut the door on Rajasthan Royals, defending what remained and sealing an 11-run win for RCB. The stadium erupted. Red smoke, chants, relief. They had done it. After weeks of agony, RCB found their voice at home, and maybe their rhythm for the playoffs. If this moment gave you goosebumps, click that subscribe button right now, because we bring you these epic breakdowns every single week. Royals in ruins. As RCB soared, RR sunk deeper. A 5th consecutive loss, 3 in a row, choked at the finish. They had the game, twice, in their hands. But Hazelwood's brilliance and their inability to close it out meant another scar added to the season. From looking like early title favorites to being on the brink, RR's story is now one of collapse, of potential wasted, of heartbreak, and time is running out. From Kohli's calmness to Hazelwood's storm, from a high-octane chase to an emotional finale, this match had it all. RCB broke their home duck. The M. Chinnaswamy sang again. They'll leave. Bengaluru wondering, how did it slip away again? If you felt the drama, the pressure, and the raw emotion of this epic clash, like this video, share it, and don't forget to subscribe for more cricket storytelling that hits you in the feels. See you in the next one. Until then, keep the faith and keep loving the game.
Horror, heartbreak, hat-trick of losses. In a night where Royal Challengers Bengaluru were supposed to roar at home, they crumbled. A battlefield drenched in rain turned into a graveyard for batters and a playground for bowlers. This wasn't just a loss, it was a collapse. What really happened at Chinnaswamy? Stay with me. The night started with a gamble. Shreyas Iyer won the toss and put RCB into bat on a pitch still licking its wounds from the rain. A 14-over clash, shortened but spiced with unpredictability. Phil Salt tried to set the tone. First ball, driven down the ground for 4. But that was it. A mirage. Arshdeep Singh, who had only 2 power play wickets this season, doubled that tally in style. Virat Kohli fell pulling, so did Salt. Rajat Patidar swung hard, once for 4, once for 6, but couldn't survive the chaos. By the time the 4th over ended, RCB were gasping at 26 for 3. Then came the storm. It was a pitch built for demons, and PBKS's bowlers embraced the script. Yuzvendra Chahal floated the ball like the old days, daring batters to swing. Marco Jansen, tall and terrifying, made the ball bounce like a rubber ball on marble. RCB tumbled to 42 for 7. Tim David, though, wasn't ready to surrender. He stood tall, hammered 3 massive sixes in the final over, including 1 off a no ball, and notched up a heroic 50 off 26 balls. Thanks to him, RCB didn't break their lowest score record, but 95 for 9 was still a cry for help. Chasing 96 should have been a walk in the park, but RCB made them sweat. Prabhsimran Singh fumbled early. Priyansh Arya edged 1 over slip. Soon, both were gone. Josh Hazelwood was fire, ripping bounce, venom in his veins. He got Shreyas and Inglis. Suddenly, PBKS were 53 for 4. The stadium, once silenced, dared to hope again. And hey, if you're loving this intense breakdown, make sure to smash that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of IPL drama like this one. Hazelwood gave everything. 3 overs, 3 wickets for 14. Brutal, unplayable? He almost had Shashank Singh too. But Nehal Wadhera? Calm under chaos. Even when Suyash Sharma beat him 4 times, Wadhera waited for his moment. And when it came, he struck. Reverse sweeps, drives, a 6 over fine leg, then a stunning slap through covers. The death knell was rung by Marcus Stoinis, who came in for Maxwell. 1 final cross-batted hit over long on, game. PBKS sealed the chase with 5 wickets to spare. RCB left shattered with a 3rd consecutive defeat at home. A crowd full of belief walked out in disbelief. So that's how it ended. A night where bowlers danced and batters bled. Tim David's brave knock, Hazelwood's relentless fire, Wadhera's icy finish, it had everything. But for RCB, the home fortress is starting to feel like quicksand. Will they rise? Or is this the beginning of another doomed season? Let me know what you think in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives just like this. See you in the next one.
disaster strikes again in Hyderabad. Sunrisers. Hyderabad have hit rock bottom, 4 consecutive defeats, a collapsing top order, and a local hero delivering a ruthless blow. Mohammad Siraj, Shubman Gill, and Washington Sundar didn't just play a match. They wrote the script for SRH's heartbreak. Stay with me as we unravel how it all went wrong for Hyderabad. Again. The collapse begins. On a slow, sticky, black soil pitch in Hyderabad, SRH's batting malfunctioned yet again. Losing Travis Head in the power play set the tone. And shockingly, the first 6 of the innings didn't arrive until the 13th over. Just 2 sixes in the entire innings. Unthinkable for a team loaded with firepower. The crowd hoped for fireworks. What they got was another fizzle. Siraj's Hyderabad homecoming Mohammad Siraj, the local boy, made sure this game would be remembered. For all the wrong reasons if you're an SRH fan. Returning to bowl at his home ground, he tore through the SRH lineup with career-best IPL figures, 4 for 17. His wobble seam magic dismissed Travis Head for 8 after just 5 balls. Then he came back for more. Abhishek Sharma fell next, mistiming a simple catch. This was Siraj's 100th IPL wicket and his 6th power play wicket this season, more than any other bowler, with an economy rate of just 6.27. He returned at the death, yorked Aniket Verma, and then sent impact player Simarjeet Singh packing. Siraj didn't just bowl well. He silenced an entire stadium. Rashid versus Kishore, a tale of 2 spinners. Rashid Khan came into this match under pressure, having conceded 54 runs in his last outing. Though he began tight, just 10 runs in his first 2 overs, he couldn't maintain control. Nitish Reddy and Heinrich Klaasen picked him apart. Rashid ended wicketless again, for the 3rd game in a row. Now with 1 for 143 in 14 overs and an economy of 10.21, he's a shadow of his former self. But on the other end, our Sai Kishore stepped up big time. He delivered control, craft, and crucial breakthroughs. He bowled Klaasen with a skidding dart and got ready to hole out for 31. He ended with 2 for 24 in 4 overs, doing what Rashid couldn't, win the middle overs. Cummins sparks hope. When all seemed lost, Pat Cummins tried to ignite a comeback. He smashed 22 off just 9 balls, lifting SRH past 150. He then returned with the ball and dismissed Joss Butler for a duck, giving fans a flicker of hope. But it was fleeting, because coming in next was Washington Sundar. Washington turns the game. At number 4, Washington Sundar wasn't expected to shine with the bat, but what he delivered was nothing short of a flashback to his fearless 2016 TNPL self. He hammered Simarjeet Singh in the final over of the power play, 2 sixes, 2 fours, all in 9 balls. He went after Kamindu Mendes next, dancing down the pitch, carving 1 over extra cover. Though he fell on 49, missing his maiden IPL 50 by just a run, he had already broken SRH's spirit. Gill guides Gujarat, home Shubman. Gill was calm, composed, and clinical. He quietly crossed his 50, anchoring the chase with an unbeaten 61 off 43 balls. With Sherfane Rutherford, who smashed 35 off 16, Gill ensured GT reached the target with ease. The chase? Smooth. The result? Inevitable. If you're loving this kind of deep dive into each IPL battle, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We break down every twist, every collapse, every comeback, match after match. SRH now stand at a dangerous crossroads. 4 losses in a row, an underperforming top order, and a shattered home crowd. On the other side, GT look confident, adaptable, and increasingly lethal. With players like Siraj, Washington, and Gill stepping up, the Titans are turning pressure into dominance. For SRH, the questions are piling up, but for Gujarat, the road ahead looks like one they're ready to own.
They said he's done. They said he's past his prime. But tonight, Rohit Sharma answered every critic with his bat. And alongside a sizzling Suryakumar Yadav, Mumbai Indians didn't just win. They crushed Chennai's pride with 9 wickets and 26 balls to spare. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Under the bright lights of Wankhede, with pressure mounting and playoff hopes flickering, Mumbai Indians faced off against old rivals Chennai Super Kings in match 38 of IPL 2025. A battle not just of runs, but of legacies. And in a contest loaded with emotion, it was MI who emerged ruthless, dominant, and reborn. Let's break down this one-sided yet captivating clash that left CSK fans stunned and MI fans soaring. It began with CSK winning the toss and choosing to bat on a pitch that previously delivered 430 runs in a single game. But instead of aggression, CSK showed timidity. It took 3 overs for a single boundary. Then came 27 balls in the middle overs with not even an attempt at finding the ropes. The 17th and 18th overs? No boundaries again. This wasn't batting. This was survival. And that played right into Mumbai's hands. Their best bowlers, Jasprit Bumrah and Mitchell Santner, toyed with CSK's lack of intent. This wasn't the Chennai we knew. It was a team devoid of confidence, choosing caution over courage. In came the youngest spark in the CSK camp, Ayush Mahatre, just 17 years old. With CSK crawling, this fearless teen walked in and played with the kind of energy that reminded fans of a young Dwayne Bravo. A quick-fire 32 off 15 brought a pulse to a flat innings, but when Deepak Chahar dismissed him with a clever leg cutter, CSK's flicker of hope was snuffed. Still, for a moment, Matre's courage stood out as the lone flame in the dark. After Santner spun a beauty to stump Sheikh Rashid, in came Shivam Dubey and Ravindra Jadeja, CSK's last hopes. Behind them waited MS Dhoni, Jamie Overton, and Vijay Shankar, but the pair decided to shoulder the responsibility. Curiously, Santner was pulled out of the attack despite figures of 2-0-8-1. Boundaries dried up again. No risk, no reward. Then came the turn. Dube shifted gears. From 16 off 19, he exploded to a 30-ball 50. Jadeja, steady at the other end, picked his moment in the final over. CSK ended at 176 for 5, a respectable total, but far from what the pitch demanded. Then came the chase and the redemption. Rohit Sharma, under pressure, under scrutiny, finally broke free. His previous highest to this season? Knock. 26. Tonight, he roared back with a stunning 76 not out. He punished early errors, raced to 32 off 18, and launched 3 majestic sixes in the power play. Even R. Ashwin, his longtime nemesis, couldn't stop him. And when he slog-swept Ashwin for a 6 in the 8th over, it felt personal. A captain's knock, a silent statement, Rohit was back. If you're loving this epic comeback story, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more unforgettable cricket moments. But the chase wasn't all about Rohit. When Ryan Rickleton fell, in walked Suryakumar Yadav, and what he did to Jadeja was borderline brutal. Coming into this game, Skyway had just 50 runs off 65 balls against Jadeja, with 4 dismissals, but tonight he rewrote the script. A 4 over extra cover, a 6, his first ever off Jadeja. And then, a sweep fest, 9 sweep shots, 35 runs. He made it look effortless, piercing the gaps, launching it into the stands. He didn't just join the chase, he finished it in style. MI got to 177 for 1, with 26 balls left, crushing CSK and boosting their net run rate in the process. This wasn't just another MI-CSK clash. It was a story of 2 teams going in opposite directions. CSK, unsure, hesitant, fading. MI, resurgent, united, lethal. Rohit Sharma found his rhythm. Suryakumar Yadav found his vengeance. And Mumbai found their identity again. As Wankhede erupted and yellow shirts quietly exited, one thing became clear. The Mumbai Indians are not done yet.
Powerful, ruthless, relentless, the Rajasthan Royals walked into Mohali like a storm and left behind the shattered hopes of Punjab Kings. From Jaiswal's fearless flair to Archer's thunderbolts, this match wasn't just a win, it was a statement. Stay with us, because this clash had everything: fireworks, fightbacks, and a fall from grace. It was supposed to be Punjab Kings' grand homecoming. The crowd in Mohali was buzzing, the lights were on, and the stage was set. But what unfolded was a masterclass from the Rajasthan Royals, who delivered their most complete performance of the season. A towering total with the bat and a clinical bowling display crushed PBKS by 50 runs, their first loss of IPL 2025. And the heartbreak? It came from familiar names: Yashasvi Jaiswal, Jofra Archer, and the returning duo of Theekshana and Hasaranga. Jaiswal and Samson laid the foundation. The Royals' innings started with tension. Yashasvi Jaiswal, carrying the weight of low scores this season, began scratchily. Edges, mistimed pulls, it looked like another short stay. Just 12 runs off his first 14 balls. But then, something clicked. 2 back-to-back sixes off Marco Jansen changed everything. One ramped over the keeper, another slogged with pure audacity. At the other end, Sanju Samson, finally leading from the front after a finger injury, looked crisp but quiet, letting Jaiswal take charge. They ended the power play at 53 without loss, their first wicketless one this season. As the innings progressed, Samson fell trying to accelerate, but Jaiswal found his groove again, smashing a powerful 50 before falling to a deceptive knuckleball from Lockie Ferguson. Parag's finishing brilliance. Enter Riyan Parag, and for a moment it felt like déjà vu. Struggling early, 4 straight dots from Arshdeep Singh made him look out of place. At one stage, he was 12 off 14, with the Royals stuck in second gear. But what happened next was sensational. 2 perfectly timed boundaries shifted his rhythm. From hesitation to dominance, Parag blasted 31 runs off his last 11 balls. His finish, alongside cameos from Nitish Rana, Shimron Hetmeyer and Dhruv Jurel, propelled RR to 205 for 4, the first 200-plus total ever in Mullanpur's IPL history. And while it was only the 6th game at the venue, this total felt like a mountain. Archer unleashes the storm. When the Royals returned to bowl, it didn't take long for Jofra Archer to leave his mark. First ball, 144.6 km per hour. Perfect length. Priyansh Arya, the impact sub, rooted to his crease. The ball shaped away and kissed the top of off. Poetry in motion. But Shreyas Iyer wasn't fazed. Confident, elegant. 2 gorgeous cover drives off Archer made it look like a captain ready to lead a charge. But then came the downfall. Exposing his stumps, he looked to go big once more. But Archer, cranking it up to 148.6 km per hour, shattered his defenses. It was the turning point. PBKS were 2 down in 6 legal balls, and their chase was derailed before it began. Wadhera and Maxwell's brave stand. Even in chaos, there's always a fight back. Nehal Wadhera and Glenn Maxwell brought hope with an 88-run partnership. PBKS were down 4 when they came together. The required rate was climbing, but these two didn't flinch. Wadhera slog-swept, drove, and powered his way to a 33-ball 50. Maxwell played with audacity, reverse swats, ramps, pure aggression. When they took 19 off Kartikeya's 10th over, the Mullanpur crowd believed again. But belief in cricket is fragile. The Sri Lankan spin web, and that's when the Sri Lankan duo took over. Mahesh Theekshana and Wanindu Hasaranga spun a web PBKS couldn't escape. They kept it tight, clever, and just out of reach. They lured the batters wide of their hitting zones, daring them to fetch. Maxwell, unable to resist, fell to Theekshana at long off. And then, heartbreak again. Wadhera, slog sweeping straight to mid-wicket, gone. 2 set batters, gone in 2 overs. PBKS crumbled, 6 wickets down, 75 needed off 29. The dream was over. If you're enjoying this detailed breakdown of the match, don't forget to click the subscribe button and stay updated with all the drama from IPL 2025. So, in a night where Punjab Kings hoped for glory, it was the Rajasthan Royals who walked tall. A blistering show from Jaiswal, a match-defining spell from Archer, and a spin choke from Theekshana and Hasaranga. This was more than just a win. It was a reminder that when RR click, they don't just beat you, they dominate. The Royals are on a roll. And for Punjab Kings, it's back to the drawing board. IPL 2025 just got a whole lot more intense.
RCB extend their winning run away from home. And it's all thanks to a blistering knock from Phil Salt and a composed finish by Virat Kohli. But here's the twist. Yashasvi Jaiswal gave Rajasthan Royals a fighting chance, smashing 75 off 47. But even that wasn't enough to hold back the storm. Let's dive into how RCB's attack and perfect strategy blew RR away and why the Royals might need to rethink their approach. Clash of philosophies. When you look at RCB and RR, it's clear they have 2 drastically different philosophies. RCB's lineup is built for attack, from Virat Kohli at the top, all the way down to number 8. Batting depth isn't just a luxury, it's their weapon. On the other hand, Rajasthan Royals have traditionally focused on a more conservative approach. While RR can sometimes pull off the unexpected, like we saw from Yashasvi Jaiswal, their lineup is vulnerable when the pressure builds. They simply don't have the firepower to compete with the relentless attack of RCB. And when Jaiswal's brilliant 75 couldn't save them, it became evident. For RR, the margin of error is razor thin. Yashasvi Jaiswal's clinic. It wasn't all doom and gloom for RR though. Yashasvi Jaiswal played an absolute blinder, scoring 75 off 47 balls. On a pitch that was slow and holding up, Jaiswal used his entire range of shots to counter the conditions. His first boundary was a prime example, charging down the pitch against Bhuvneshwar Kumar and taking him to the boundary. He had the confidence to reverse sweep spinners and even lap sweep when needed. Jaiswal's ability to strike quickly against spin is something to behold. A remarkable average of 169.5 against spin since IPL 2023. But even as he put on this clinic, RR's supporting cast fell short. Their total of 173 seemed just a little bit too low in a game where the attacking strength of RCB would come out on top. RCB's power play, the first 6 overs, saw RCB take off in typical style, scoring 65 runs without losing a wicket. Compare that to RR's 45 runs in their power play, which was their second lowest for no loss this season. That early 20-run difference was more crucial than it seemed. Phil Salt was the catalyst. He came out with a singular purpose: destroy. Salt didn't just look to accumulate runs, he set out to hit boundaries. And that's exactly what he did. His 65 off 32 was built on a foundation of raw power and intelligent cricket. Phil Salt's destruction. Phil Salt is not known for playing slow cricket, and this match was no different. He had a plan in mind for facing Jofra Archer. These two have spent enough time in the same dressing room, and Salt knew exactly how to approach Archer's pace. He moved across his crease early to open up the leg side, and it paid off. 2 sixes and a 4 came off Archer in quick succession. Salt's ability to target the smaller boundary on the leg side and to make room against Sandeep Sharma was a display of tactical brilliance. The beauty of Salt's approach is that he's fearless, always ready to go for broke. He's willing to take risks to set the tone for RCB, and that's exactly what he did here. He fell, going for the 12th boundary, but the damage was done. He had already laid the foundation for a victory that seemed inevitable. Virat Kohli's calm finish. While Salt took the early honors, Virat Kohli ensured that the chase was always under control. Calm, composed, and consistent, Kohli scored an unbeaten 62 to see RCB home. It was his 100th T2050, a remarkable milestone that further solidified his reputation as one of the best finishers in the game. As RCB cruised past the target, it became clear they weren't just chasing, they were sending a message. Their batting lineup, from top to bottom, has the firepower to dismantle any total. It's a luxury that RR simply doesn't have, at least not in the same measure. RR's missed opportunities. For RR, the writing was on the wall long before the final overs. They missed chances quite literally. 4 dropped catches in 4 overs, including those of Salt, 12, 23, and 40, and Kohli, 7, could have been game changers. Instead, RCB capitalized on every misstep. As if that wasn't enough, RR also had trouble capitalizing on key moments. Their run rate in the middle overs slowed down, and though they tried to fight back in the last few overs, it was evident that the task was too daunting. In the end, it was a story of power versus precision, and RCB showed why they're the team to beat. They capitalized on RR's mistakes, maintained pressure, and delivered when it mattered most. For RR, this was a harsh reminder that in T20 cricket, your margin for error is minuscule. With RCB now cruising through, it'll be exciting to see how they continue their winning streak. For RR, it's back to the drawing board as they look to find the right balance and firepower to compete in this fierce tournament. If you enjoyed this in-depth analysis, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more.
It was a night of high drama, fierce rivalry, and unforgettable moments. Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians, 2 giants of the IPL, clashed in an electrifying showdown at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. But in the end, it was the men in yellow who stood tall, thanks to an absolute masterclass from Noor Ahmad. Stay with us as we break down every twist, turn, and game-changing moment from this season's first Classico of IPL 2025. Mai's disastrous start. The match kicked off in the worst possible way for Mumbai Indians. On just the 4th ball of the match, Khalil Ahmed sent Rohit Sharma back to the pavilion for a shocking 4-ball duck. The silence in the MI dugout said it all. With their most experienced batter gone early, the pressure was on. MI's hope rested on Will Jacks, who showed some promise with back-to-back boundaries. But just as he looked settled, Ravichandran Ashwin struck in his comeback match for CSK. Meanwhile, Khalil continued his destruction, rattling Ryan Rickleton's stumps on just the second ball of the third over. 3 wickets down in no time. MI fans couldn't believe what they were witnessing. MI's brief resistance and Tony's lightning stumping. Tilak Varma and Surya Kumar Yadav tried to steady the ship, cautiously building a partnership. But just when MI looked ready to accelerate, MS Dhoni reminded everyone why he's still the best behind the stumps. In a flash, Surya was gone, stumped by Captain Cool himself. But before leaving, he reached a personal milestone: 3,000 IPL runs for Mumbai Indians, joining legends Rohit Sharma and Kieron Pollard. A moment of history, but also heartbreak for MI fans. Noor Ahmad's magic spell. If there was one player who turned this match on its head, it was Noor Ahmad. The Afghan spinner struck in the 13th over, removing Robin Mintz and Tilak Varma in a span of just 3 balls. MI's middle order crumbled, and suddenly their hopes of a competitive total vanished. With MI struggling at 9 wickets down, Deepak Chahar, their former CSK pacer, fought back, scoring 27 runs in the final 2 overs. That small cameo pushed MI past 150, but was it enough against CSK's fiery batting lineup? If you love these intense cricket breakdowns, make sure to hit that subscribe button and never miss an update. CSK's dominant chase. Chasing 156, CSK needed a solid start, and they got it. Rachin Ravindra, picked over Devon Conway, played a sensational knock. The New Zealander smashed a crucial 65 off 45 balls, anchoring the chase with precision. And then came Ruturaj Gaikwad, leading from the front. The CSK captain was unstoppable, reaching his 50 in just 22 balls. With 6 boundaries and 3 towering sixes, he put CSK firmly in control. Final moments and CSK's victory. Just when it seemed like CSK would cruise to victory, MI's Vignesh Puthur, playing his debut IPL match, delivered a brilliant spell. The 24-year-old Kerala spinner picked up 3 wickets for 32 runs, giving MI a glimmer of hope, but the experienced CSK lineup held their nerve. Ravindra and Gaikwad's heroics ensured that CSK chased down the target in 19.1 overs, winning the match by 4 wickets. Celebrating CSK's win, a night to remember for Chennai Super Kings fans. Noor Ahmad was undoubtedly the hero of the match, finishing with breathtaking figures of 4 for 16 in 4 overs. Khalil Ahmed also played his part, taking 3 crucial wickets for just 29 runs. For MI, it was a night of missed opportunities. Losing wickets early, failing to capitalize on a strong middle order, and not setting a challenging total cost them the match. This IPL is only getting started, and if this Classico was any indication, we're in for a thrilling season ahead. What do you think? Can CSK go all the way this year? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more epic match breakdowns. One of the greatest IPL thrillers of the season. Mitchell Marsh went ballistic. Nicholas Pooran turned savage. And when Kolkata looked all set to pull off the impossible, Lucknow Super Giants flipped the script in style. From a 90-run power play to a heartbreaking collapse, this was more than just a game. It was a war at Eden Gardens. Stay tuned. You won't believe how this one ended. LSG Go Big Lucknow Super Giants posted their second highest total in IPL history, 238 for 3. It started with Mitchell Marsh, who brought up his 4th 50 of the season, scoring a commanding 81. Alongside him, Aiden Markram added firepower with a classy 47 as the opening duo tore into the KKR attack. The two stitched a 99-run opening partnership, the highest of the season, with most damage inflicted on Spencer Johnson, who was sent to the cleaners with sixes flying over the shorter leg side boundary. Even the spinners weren't spared. Varun Chakravarti showed glimpses of control, but the rest, including Harshit Rana and Sunil Narine, struggled to contain the storm. Then came the showstopper, Nicholas Pooran. The left-hander lit up Eden Gardens with a blistering 87 off just 36 balls, reaching his 50 in 21 balls. When Russell tried to slow things down with pace variations, Pooran just tore through with 3 fours and 2 sixes in a single over, the most expensive of the innings. Kolkata's fire start, chasing 239, KKR came out with serious intent. The first 2 overs saw Sunil Narine and Quinton de Kock smashing boundaries, with Akashdeep and Shardul Thakur struggling to find control. At one point, Shardul bowled 3 wides in an over, and Narine capitalized with a 6 and a 4 over cover. The fireworks had just begun, but it was Ajinkya Rahane who took center stage. He unleashed flicks, square drives, and even pedals with authority, racing to a 26-ball half-century. With Venkatesh Iyer, he kept the momentum alive, forging a 71-run third-wicket stand off just 40 balls. At the end of the power play, KKR had racked up 90 for 1. The chase looked on. Lucknow's fight-back begins. But when the pressure mounted, LSG found their moment. Digvesh Rathi, introduced right after the power play, struck with his very first ball. Narine misjudged a big hit and fell too long off. That was the crack in KKR's wall. And then the collapse began. Ramandeep Singh holed out to Aiden Markram, Ankrish Raghuvanshi reverse swept 1 into the gloves, and most crucially, Venkatesh Iyer, who looked set, mishit a full ball too long on. From 162 for 2, KKR slipped to 195 for 7. They lost 5 wickets for just 33 runs. Rinku's last stand. There was still hope. Rinku Singh, known for his calm under pressure, blasted a quick-fire 38 off 15 balls. Every shot raised the decibel levels in the Eden Gardens. Could he pull off another miracle? Andre Russell tried to join the party but fell to a full toss from Thakur. With spinners rotating at the death, LSG managed to keep Rinku on a leash. The gamble to bowl spin in the final overs paid off, as Lucknow Super Giants clinched the win by just 4 runs. Before we continue, if you love close finishes and explosive performances, hit that subscribe button now to never miss another cricket rollercoaster. Bowlers under siege. It was a brutal day for bowlers. For LSG, only 5 bowlers were used, despite most of them conceding heavily. Shardul Thakur and Akashdeep both went for over 50 runs each, with extras piling up through wides. But in a high-pressure game, it wasn't just about economy, it was about breakthroughs. Both bowlers, despite being expensive, delivered key moments. Thakur removed Russell, while Akashdeep came back strong after his shaky start to pick up the wicket of Venkatesh. Even when everything seemed to favor the batters, it was the few decisive moments from the bowlers that turned the tide. Emotions run high. In a game that had 472 runs, multiple 50s, and a dramatic finish, Lucknow Super Giants emerged with nerves of steel. Mitchell Marsh's aggression, Pooran's carnage, and Rinku Singh's heartbreak defined the script of a high-octane thriller at Eden Gardens. This wasn't just a match, it was a statement. And LSG, despite leaking runs early, proved why they're a force this season. What do you think? Was this the best match of IPL 2025 so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And remember, every IPL thriller deserves a fan like you. Subscribe for more heart-stopping cricket action. An absolute demolition job. That's what was witnessed in Match 7 of IPL 2025. Lucknow Super Giants have turned the tables on Sunrisers Hyderabad, making light work of what seemed like a challenging total. But how did it all go down? What were the defining moments that left SRH stunned? Buckle up, because this is not just a match review. This is a story of dominance, brilliance, and sheer cricketing genius. Stick around till the end, and if you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more thrilling IPL updates. High expectations, crashing reality. Before the first ball was bowled, the world braced itself for history. Many believed that SRH, after their record-breaking IPL 2024 and their 286-run blitz in their first match this season, would set a new benchmark. The hype, absolutely justified. The result, a complete shocker. 190 for 9, far from the 300 everyone was expecting. The man responsible for SRH's downfall? Shardul Thakur. With figures of 4 for 34, he shattered Hyderabad's dreams of another record-breaking night. But how did the destruction unfold? Thakur's double strike. SRH in trouble. Lucknow knew their only chance was early breakthroughs. Shardul Thakur took that challenge head-on. First, he sent Abhishek Sharma packing, his mistimed pull shot landing straight into the hands of deep square leg. The very next ball, Ishan Kishan edged one down the leg side, and just like that, SRH's explosive top order was in ruins. 2 wickets in 2 balls. Silence in the stadium. But SRH had a trump card, Travis Head. He went after the bowlers, smashing 2 sixes and a 4 in a single over off Avesh Khan. He even had a couple of lucky escapes, dropped twice in quick succession. But destiny had other plans. A rising star, Prince Yadav, announced himself in the IPL by castling Head's stumps, his first ever IPL wicket. What a moment. SRH were reeling, but the drama had only just begun. Claeson's bizarre exit and SRH's 6-hitting mayhem. With Nitish ready and Heinrich Klaasen at the crease, SRH looked to rebuild. Then, the most bizarre run out of the season happened. Nitish smashed a full toss straight at Prince Yadav. He couldn't catch it, but the ball ricocheted onto the stumps. Klaasen was way outside his crease. Gone. Unbelievable. Even as wickets kept falling, SRH refused to change their aggressive approach. Aniket Verma and Pat Cummins swung for the fences. Verma smashed back-to-back sixes off Ravi Bishnoi and Digvesh Rathi, scoring a rapid 36 off just 13 balls. But just when SRH needed a late flourish, the last 2 overs produced only 10 runs. 190 was all they could manage. The target, tough, but not impossible. Or so we thought. Puran turns the chase into a carnage. LSG lost Aiden Markram early, dismissed by Mohammad Shami in the 2nd over. But then entered the game-changer, Nicholas Puran. The left-hander wasted no time, dispatching Simarjeet Singh over deep mid-wicket twice in 2 balls. Then came the biggest mistake of the match. Pat Cummins brought on Abhishek Sharma, a left-arm spinner, against Puran. And Puran made him pay. 2 balls, 2 monstrous sixes. He has now hit 7 sixes in just 9 balls against Abhishek in T20 cricket. Absolutely brutal. Puran didn't stop there. He took down Adam Zampa, smashing him for 2 sixes and a 4 in the 7th over. Off his first 20 balls, he had already smashed 5 fours and 6 sixes. SRH had no answers. The match was already slipping away. Marsh's 50 and Samad's final touch. With Puran's carnage, Mitchell Marsh played the perfect supporting role. He had already taken down Shami in the power play, hitting him for 2 straight sixes. Then, he brought up his 50 off just 29 balls with back-to-back boundaries of Cummins. By the time Cummins dismissed Marsh, it was too little, too late. LSG needed only 53 from 11 overs. They did lose Rishabh Pant and Ayush Badoni, but Abdul Samad, a former SRH player, sealed the deal in style. 22 off 8 balls. Game over. Lucknow Super Giants didn't just win, they dominated. A 5-wicket victory with 23 balls to spare. It was SRH who had toyed with LSG in IPL 2024, chasing down their total in just 9.4 overs at this very venue. This time, LSG gave them a taste of their own medicine. Shardul Thakur's heroics, Puran's brutality, and Marsh's composure ensured a comfortable chase. SRH had come in as the favorites, but T20 cricket is unpredictable, and tonight LSG proved why they are a force to be reckoned with in IPL 2025. If you enjoyed this thrilling breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more action-packed IPL updates. The IPL 2025 season kicked off in spectacular fashion, but for the defending champions Kolkata Knight Riders, it was a night to forget. A dominant Royal Challengers Bengaluru side ran riot at Eden Gardens, crushing KKR by 7 wickets in an emphatic statement win. From Phil Salt and Virat Kohli's match-winning 50s to Krunal Pandya's game-changing spell, let's break down all the action from this thrilling season opener. KKR's strong start but fading momentum, Kolkata Knight Riders, led by debutant captain Ajinkya Rahane, started well after losing Quinton de Kock early to Josh Hazlewood. Rahane looked in fine touch, smashing a 31-ball 50, while Sunil Narine played a useful cameo to push KKR forward. But just as the hosts looked set for a massive total, things took a drastic turn. Krunal Pandya and RCB's bowling fight back. Enter Krunal Pandya. The left-arm spinner turned the game on its head, removing the dangerous Rahane and Venkatesh Iyer in quick succession. Suddenly, KKR's middle order crumbled, unable to counter the spin and pace duo of Krunal and Yash Dayal. From looking solid at 100 over 2, the defending champs could only muster 174 runs in their 20 overs, far below what they would have hoped for on a batting-friendly Eden Gardens pitch. RCB's explosive chase, Salt and Kohli shine. A target of 175 was never going to be enough against RCB's power-packed batting lineup. Phil Salt set the tone with a blazing half-century, punishing the KKR bowlers right from the start. At the other end, Virat Kohli played the anchor role to perfection, finding gaps with ease and dismantling the spin attack. KKR's bowling struggles and RCB's statement. Finish. KKR's bowling attack, which has been their strength in previous seasons, simply had no answers. Even their star spinners, Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarti, struggled to make an impact. With the game already in RCB's hands, Rajat Patidar and Liam Livingstone added the finishing touches with some explosive hitting, sealing an easy 7-wicket victory for the visitors. And that's how RCB made a dream start to their IPL 2025 campaign. A clinical performance with both bat and ball, sending a strong message to the rest of the league. But what do you think? Was this a sign of RCB's title-winning intent, or will KKR bounce back stronger in their next game? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from IPL 2025. "15 years of heartbreak, a fortress no team could conquer. But on April 5, 2025, under the bright lights of Chepauk, history was shattered. The crowd fell silent, legends looked mortal, and one man, KL Rahul, rose like a storm. This wasn't just a match, it was a reckoning. A long-awaited victory Delhi Capitals had never won at Chepauk in the last 15 years, a venue drenched in CSK dominance, a ground where dreams of victory routinely died. But tonight, something changed. DC walked into Chennai and didn't just compete, they outclassed. KL Rahul, filling in as opener due to Faf du Plessis being unfit, anchored the innings with composure and brilliance. The pitch was dry, tricky, and stubborn, not an easy track to bat on. Yet, Rahul stood tall, starting cautiously with 25 off 20. He was biding his time, waiting for the right moment to explode. KL Rahul unleashed. The moment came against Noor Ahmad, the season's highest wicket-taker. Rahul targeted him mercilessly, 20 runs off just 9 balls. But this wasn't brute force, this was method and mastery. A full ball disappeared for 4. Then, with deft footwork and audacity, a short ball was swept into the stands for 6. He wasn't swinging wildly, he was reading lengths, picking his moments and executing with perfection. From a steady 25 off 20, he surged to 36 off his next 18. And then, a moment of genius. A reverse scoop off Mukesh Choudhary, the only bowler he truly went after. Mukesh ended up conceding 40% of the boundaries DC hit in the entire innings. Rahul's final tally, 77 runs that shifted the tide of history. CSK crumble under pressure. Even as Rahul's innings tapered toward the end, 16 runs off his final 13 balls, it was already clear. Scoring wasn't easy on this surface, and DC had figured it out. Mukesh Kumar exploited the conditions, drawing a leading edge from Rachin Ravindra. Then came heartbreak, Ruturaj Gaikwad, timing a short ball from Mitchell Starc but placing it straight to Jake Fraser McGurk. By the third over, CSK were 20 for 2, and the stat no one wanted to believe. It's been 6 years since CSK successfully chased anything over 180. This was a nightmare unfolding, and it was far from over. Vijay's lonely battle. Vijay Shankar fought, but it was a torturous battle. Just one boundary in his first 31 balls. He survived an LBW scare, then a run-out. But freedom never came. DC's bowlers tied him down, ball after ball. The pitch offered no grace. Every shot mistimed, every attempt stifled. And still, he persisted, grinding to 69 off 54. But even that wasn't enough. Here's a moment for you to pause. If you're feeling the intensity of this battle, the heartbreak, and the heroics, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're bringing you raw, real, and riveting cricket stories every single week. Dhoni's return in silence. The crowd had waited, they always wait, for MS Dhoni, and when half the side fell within 10.4 overs, the Chepauk faithful finally got what they wished for. But when Dhoni walked in, there was silence. It was the 11th over. Kuldeep Yadav had just produced a wicket googly to knock over Ravindra Jadeja. It didn't pitch short, it didn't offer a chance, it just turned, the perfect length, the perfect trap. And then came Dhoni, the legend, the icon, batting, perhaps for the first time in front of his parents. They were there, in the crowd, watching, hoping. And though he scored 30 off 26, it wasn't enough. Not tonight. CSK's cracks are showing. This is deeper than just a loss. CSK's aura at Chepauk is fading. The numbers say it all. According to ESPN Cricinfo's forecaster, their chances of winning were at a mere 9.51% before the chase even hit halfway. Jadeja hasn't completed his full bowling quota in 4 matches. Ashwin has done it just twice. They've hit the fewest sixes in IPL 2025. Their middle order, positions 4 to 7, is crumbling, averaging just 21.76 and striking at 116.94, the worst in the league. The spine is cracking, and the questions are louder than ever. A new era dawns. On April 5th, Delhi Capitals didn't just win a match, they broke a curse. At Chepauk, no less. They outthought, outplayed, and outclassed the mighty CSK. And in the middle of it all stood KL Rahul, calm, fearless, and unforgettable. The fortress has fallen, the balance is shifting, and IPL 2025 has just begun.
They had never won in Chennai. The fortress was impenetrable. But Harshal Patel and Kamindu Mendis shattered the streak, stunning the Chepauk crowd and scripting a moment that Sunrisers Hyderabad fans will never forget. This wasn't just a win, it was a message. Welcome to an unforgettable clash at the iconic M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. The 43rd match of IPL 2025 brought together two sides desperate for redemption. Chennai Super Kings looking to halt a losing run at home, and Sunrisers Hyderabad fighting to stay alive in the race. But what unfolded under the Chennai lights was a gritty, emotional roller coaster. For the first time in IPL history, SRH triumphed over CSK in Chennai, and they did it with grit, guile, and brilliance. Harshal's hammer, the game changer. Harshal Patel, take a bow. With the dry pitch doing just enough, it was his clever use of the middle of the pitch that broke CSK's backbone. He wasn't just bowling, he was orchestrating a collapse, a stunning 4 for 28, slicing through the lineup when it mattered the most. And just when Ayush Mahatre, the 17-year-old sensation, threatened to light up Chennai, Harshal dug it in. The plan was clear, make them hit to the leg side, and it worked. Sam Curran fell into the trap, Matre followed soon after. In the blink of an eye, CSK went from promise to pressure. Baby AB shines. Then falls Dewald Brevis, aka Baby AB, walked in like he belonged. Brought in for Rachin Ravindra, he showed every bit of class that earned him that nickname. Power, placement, poise. He punished Kamindu Mendis with 3 sixes in a single over, then slapped a slower bouncer from Harshal for 6 more. But then came the moment that broke yellow hearts. He went for 1 more 6. The timing was there, the power, on point. But Kamindu Mendis had other plans. He flew, yes, flew to his left from long off and plucked what might just be the catch of the tournament. It was the kind of moment that shifts momentum and memories. CSK's fight back falls short. Even after the heartbreak, CSK did not give up. They refused to. Mohammad Shami struck first ball. Khalil Ahmed answered second ball. Anshul Kamboj, in for R. Ashwin, executed a tricky 6-3 offside field with surgical precision. Travis Head was dismantled. Ishan Kishan scratched his way to 44 but was never fluent. And just when it seemed like the chase would get away from SRH, Sam Curran pulled off a spectacular catch to remove Kishan. The game was back on. The crowd roared. Belief returned. But it was short-lived. Kamindu and Reddy, calm in the chaos. The pitch was dry, the ball was wet, the outfield was flying, the tension? Unbearable. But Kamindu Mendes didn't blink. He swept, he nudged, he ran hard. Alongside Nitish Kumar Reddy, he formed a calm, collected partnership worth 49 unbeaten runs. No sixes, no flash, just grit, just game sense. They didn't need magic shots, just smart cricket. And as the Chennai crowd fell into silence, SRH marched to their first ever win at Chepauk, with 8 balls to spare. Loving moments like these? Want every twist, every triumph, every heartbreak? Smash that subscribe button right now so you never miss the next chapter. What went wrong for CSK? Despite the young brilliance of Brevis and Matre, CSK simply couldn't find momentum. Ravindra Jadeja was scratchy. MS Dhoni, calm but unable to finish, was undone by Harshal again. The death overs offered no flourish, just dots and disappointment. With Cummins delivering 2 tight overs at the death and Noor Ahmad chipping in with 2 wickets, every plan that CSK tried was met with smarter execution by SRH. It was CSK's 4th loss at home this season, a stat that would have been unimaginable not too long ago. Emotional close. This wasn't just a game, it was a statement. SRH, written off by many, stood tall in enemy territory. And Kamindu Mendes, the silent warrior, played the role of a lifetime, with the ball, in the field, and finally, with the bat. CSK fought. Their young guns gave hope. But in the end, it was the night of the Orange Army. And for the first time ever, they leave Chennai not just with a win, but with history.
This is it. The moment RCB fans have been waiting for, a historic victory at Chepauk. For the first time since IPL's inception, Royal Challengers Bengaluru have conquered their biggest nightmare, crushing Chennai Super Kings by a staggering 50 runs. But how did this shocking domination unfold? Stay with us as we dissect the key moments that led to CSK's biggest home defeat ever. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button for more thrilling IPL 2025 updates. RCB's dominant batting performance. The tension was palpable as RCB walked out to bat, knowing that Chepauk had haunted them for years. The plan was simple: attack early, set the tone. And boy, did they execute it to perfection. It all started with a Phil Salt masterclass. The English wicketkeeper batter wasted no time, taking the attack straight to Ravichandran Ashwin. The very first ball, bang! A fearless pull shot sent the ball sailing over the boundary. That one moment set the tone for what was to come. Salt's 32 off 16 balls ensured that CSK's spin plans crumbled instantly. But just when Chennai thought they could breathe, Devdutt Padikkal walked in and made things worse. The left-hander attacked Ravindra Jadeja, dancing down the track and sweeping with authority. His 27 off just 14 deliveries left CSK reeling. Then came the game-changer, Rajat Patidar. Dropped on 17, he made CSK pay the ultimate price. Patidar counter-attacked the spinners and seamers alike, smashing 51 off 32 balls, ensuring RCB didn't slow down. Even Virat Kohli, who struggled for timing, played a crucial role, taking 16 runs off Matisha Pathirana's second over. By the time Jitesh Sharma and Tim David played their cameos, RCB had powered their way to 196 for 7. Could CSK chase this down? The answer was about to unfold. Fast bowling masterclass. CSK crumbles early. A chase of 197 was never going to be easy, but CSK's worst fears came true in the very first over. Steaming in, Josh Hazlewood bowled with hostile intent, using the extra bounce to rip through CSK's top order. In just his first over, he had Rahul Tripathi and Ruturaj Gaikwad back in the pavilion. Boom, gone. If that wasn't enough, Bhuvneshwar Kumar soon followed up with another strike, removing Deepak Hooda with a beautiful outswinger. The scoreboard, 19 for 3 in the power play. At that moment, CSK's fortress was crumbling. They needed a savior. But could anyone step up? CSK's struggles. A long, painful meander. With the top order gone, Rachin Ravindra and Shivam Dube tried to fight back, but the pressure was immense. Every dot ball felt heavier, every boundary seemed further away. RCB's spinners choked the runs, their paces never let up. The required rate kept climbing, and the desperation was clear. When Jadeja and Ashwin walked in, they struggled to find any rhythm. CSK looked like a team searching for answers but finding none. The entire Chepauk crowd waited for one man. The fans kept chanting, "Dhoni, Dhoni." Would their talisman walk in to rescue them? Would we see one last iconic chase from the man who has done it all? Dhoni's late show and CSK's record home defeat. And then, with 4.4 overs left, it happened. MS Dhoni finally walked in at number 9. But it was too late. Even as he found some vintage strokes, smashing a few boundaries in the last 2 overs, the match was already gone. CSK could only crawl to 146 for 8, suffering their biggest ever home defeat. The fans, stunned. The players, disappointed. The fortress of Chepauk had been breached, and RCB, they celebrated a long-awaited victory, with Hazelwood, 3 for 21, and Dayal, 2 for 18, leading the charge. A night to remember for RCB, a night CSK would rather forget. This wasn't just any victory, it was a statement. RCB had finally buried the ghosts of Chepauk. So, what do you think? Should MS Dhoni have batted earlier? What went wrong for CSK? Let's discuss in the comments. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more epic IPL 2025 moments.
A scorching afternoon. A mammoth total. One man stood tall, bruised, battered, but unbeaten. This is not just a cricket match. This is a story of grit, heartbreak, and triumph. And it all came down to the final over. A clash in the heat. DC sets the fire under the sweltering Ahmedabad sun. Shubman Gill made a bold call. He won the toss and chose to bowl. On a belter of a pitch, Delhi Capitals walked in with an unexpected opening pair. Abhishek Porel and Karun Nair. Right from the first over, Porel made his intentions clear. A drive over mid-off and a flick behind square sent ripples through the crowd. But cricket can be cruel. His innings ended too soon, falling to a full toss from Arshad Khan. Then came KL Rahul, determined and dangerous. He carved Siraj for a 4 and launched him for a towering 6. Just when he looked set for a storm, a toe-crushing Yorker from Prasidh Krishna shattered the rhythm. Rahul gone for 28 off 14. Nair followed soon after, his innings cut short on 31 by another clever delivery from Prasidh. But the Capitals weren't done yet. A moment of magic followed. A textbook cover drive from Tristan Stubbs brought up the 100 in just the 9th over. A 53-run partnership between Stubbs and Axar Patel provided hope, but the GT spinners tightened the screws. Rashid Khan bowled with venom. Quicker, flatter, dead at the stumps. He almost had Stubbs, who swiped across and survived a dropped chance. But that was the turning point. The Pacers put the lid on. As the sun beat down harder, fatigue set in. Ishant Sharma, struggling in the heat, had to walk off early. GT's bowlers then brought their death over A-game. Short balls, Yorkers, and ruthless accuracy suffocated the Capitals. Siraj returned and picked up Stubbs, who attempted a reverse sweep to a Yorker and ended up lobbing a dolly to short third. Axar, who seemed like DC's anchor, faltered when it mattered. 9 balls, no boundaries, and finally, a wild slash resulted in an edge, caught behind off Prasidh Krishna, who wasn't done yet. Next ball, Vipraj Nigam, gone. A stunning diving catch behind the stumps by the one man who would soon take center stage, Jos Buttler. Just when DC seemed finished, Ashutosh Sharma sparked a final blaze. He hammered Arshad Khan for a 6 and a 4 and punished Prasidh with 2 huge 6s. But R. Sai Kishore, bowling the final over, kept it tight. Delhi Capitals finished at 203 for 8, a massive total. But was it enough? GT's chase, calm before the storm. The chase began with early drama. Shubman Gill, the captain, misread the situation and gifted his wicket with a lazy single attempt. Run out. Tension in the GT dugout. Enter Jos Buttler. Teamed with Sai Sudarshan, the duo stitched a calculated 60-run stand. They played with elegance, painting the offside with a brush of boundaries. Power play carnage followed. 67 runs with no mercy shown to Aksar or Vipraj, who failed to extract any turn. But then, Kuldeep Yadav struck gold. Sai Sudarshan tried to pull and paid the price, caught at deep mid-wicket. Sherfane Rutherford walked in, tentative and watchful. The required rate climbed, pressure mounted. But then, a wild release. Rutherford lofted Kuldeep for a six that changed the energy. Then came the turning point. Buttler versus Stark. The battle of fire and ice. Mitchell Stark returned. He had been held back for a reason, but Jos Buttler had other plans. A length ball struck Buttler hard on the groin. He went down, gasping. But legends rise through pain. The very next over, Buttler unleashed fury. Stark's line outside off was dissected like a surgeon's cut. Full, wide, bouncer. It didn't matter. 1 over, 20 runs. Suddenly, the equation had shifted. From needing 66 off 36 to just 45 off 30. Buttler reached his 50 in just 32 balls, driving Mohit Sharma through mid-off with pure class. And yet, the Capitals clawed back. Mukesh Kumar got Rutherford out with a wide Yorker, leaving GT needing 10 from the final over. And here's where it gets wild. The final over. Heartbeats and heroics. Mitchell Stark had the ball. The crowd roared. The tension was unbearable. But Rahul Tewatia, calm as ever, stepped up. First ball, a slog sweep over mid-wicket for 6. Next ball, threaded past the keeper for 4. Just like that. Game over. 4 balls to spare. Silence in the DC camp. Roars from GT fans. Buttler, unbeaten on 97 off 54 balls, having kept wicket for 20 overs in the brutal heat, carried his bat and his team to the top of the table. Click the subscribe button if you believe in comebacks, if you love stories of warriors who rise despite the odds. A day to remember this wasn't just a win, it was a message. Gujarat Titans had never chased 200 plus in Ahmedabad before. Delhi Capitals had never lost defending 200 plus. Everything changed on April 19th, 2025. And at the heart of it all, Jos Buttler, the man who weathered pain, pressure, and the impossible. Until next time, keep loving the game, because this is what cricket is all about. What happens when a fortress crumbles? When legends look lost? CSK suffered a humiliation at their own den, Chepauk. Not just a defeat, their 5th in a row, and the lowest total they've ever recorded at home. This isn't just about cricket. This is about pride, pain, and a team in freefall. The Yellow Army sat in stunned silence. Kolkata Knight Riders didn't just win, they annihilated. Bowling first, KKR tore into the heart of CSK, restricting them to 103 for 9, a number that now haunts Chennai fans. It was the lowest total CSK has ever posted at Chepauk, and the result? An 8-wicket thrashing. Welcome back to captaincy, MS Dhoni, but this wasn't the homecoming anyone wanted. Let's relive how this nightmare unfolded. The pitch that betrayed. The black soil pitch was slow, it gripped. It suited spin, and KKR had the perfect attack to exploit it. Ironically, this surface felt more like home for KKR than Eden Gardens ever has this season. Ajinkya Rahane, cool and calculated, made a key change. He brought Moeen Ali into the XI. His target? CSK's 2 left-hand openers? Devon Conway fell in a wicket maiden. Rajan Ravindra followed in the very next over. By the end of the power play, CSK were crawling at 31 for 2, barely better than their own season low of 30 for 3. The soft underbelly exposed. Crack open CSK's top, and what lies beneath is fragile. Rahul Tripathi, replacing Ruturaj Gaikwad, looked lost, unsure whether to attack or anchor. His indecision cost him 16 off 22. Vijay Shankar got lucky. He could have been dismissed for a duck, or 20. KKR gave him 2 lives, but he couldn't capitalize. Then came Shivam Dubey with CSK at 59 for 3, but in the 13 balls he faced, the scoreboard slipped to 75 for 8. The mighty had fallen. The threat of CSK's lowest IPL total in history loomed. Only Dube, unbeaten on 31 off 29, showed some resistance. Nareen's spell of silence. Sunil Nareen, pure sorcery. For the 16th time in IPL history, he bowled 4 overs without conceding a boundary. Nobody has been more economical over a complete spell. He removed Tripathi, Ravindra Jadeja, and the legend himself, MS Dhoni. And that's where the heartbreak peaked. Dhoni trapped LBW. But wait, Ultra Edge showed faint murmurs as the ball passed the bat? A flicker of hope? Maybe. But the umpire's finger stayed up. CSK fans watched their hero walk back, and with him, a part of their spirit. Boundaries disappeared. 63 balls without one. Only 3 after the 8th over, one of them off a top edge. Desperate for runs, they gambled. Deepak Hooda came in as impact player. He fell for a duck. Their wild card, Mathisha Patharana, couldn't even take the field. Every move backfired. Chase? What chase? Defending 103 is a nightmare. You attack and you leak runs. That's exactly what happened. CSK's bowlers tried, but KKR went berserk. The first 6 overs produced a staggering 71 runs. The game? Gone. Sunil Nareen wasn't done. He smashed 44 runs at the top. KKR wrapped it up in just 10.4 overs. A demolition. A no contest. CSK's fall from grace. CSK now sits in 9th place. Their core looks shaken. Their depth is under question. And for the first time in IPL history, they've lost 5 matches in a row. Chepauk, once their bastion, is now haunted by memories of failure. What comes next for CSK? Can they bounce back? Can they find that fight again? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you want more real, raw IPL breakdowns like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. This season is far from over. This wasn't just a defeat. This was a reckoning. CSK, champions of the past, are facing a storm unlike any they've weathered before. But in the IPL, nothing is final. From the lowest of lows, legends can rise. For now, the yellow jersey carries a heavy burden. Let's see if they can lift it again. Until then, this was Chepauk. Hushed, heartbroken, and humbled. 5 matches, 5 wins. A storm named RCB is tearing through enemy territories. Virat Kohli, the chase master, is back in beast mode. Padikkal, reborn. And RCB, unstoppable. If you thought they'd fold after their last loss, think again. Because last night in Mohali, they made a statement. Less than 48 hours after suffering a stinging defeat at home, Royal Challengers Bengaluru packed their bags, went up north to Mullanpur, and showed Punjab Kings no mercy. This was RCB's 5th win away from home. 5 out of 5. 10 points now, and they've marched up to 3rd on the points table. Their confidence? Sky high. The decision to bowl first proved wise. Rajat Patidar called the pitch decent, and RCB's bowlers made it look like a fortress. Sure, PBKS came out swinging, hitting 62 runs in the power play. But that's where the fireworks ended. The opening 6 overs belonged to PBKS. Prabsimran Singh came out with fury, smashing Bhuvneshwar Kumar for 3 boundaries in 1 over. A guide, a slap, a pull. Priyansh Arya wasn't far behind, cracking Yash Dayal through the covers and pulling with intent. They even took 23 runs off Hazelwood's first 2 overs. At 62 for 1 after 6 overs, it felt like PBKS were building something big. But cricket, as always, is a game of 2 halves. And what came next? A spin-powered chokehold. RCB's spinners flipped the script. Krunal Pandya, who's quietly becoming RCB's middle-over magician, took 2 for 25. Suyash Sharma joined the party, grabbing 2 for 26. Prabsimran tried going big right after the power play, caught at long on. Shreyas Iyer, inconsistent all season, skied 1 to Krunal for just 6. Then came a comedy of errors. A needless run-out sent Nehal Wadhera packing. Suyash struck again, removing both Josh Inglis and Marcus Stoinis in the same over. From 62 for 1 to 114 for 6 in no time, PBKS crumbled. Only 67 runs in the middle overs, 5 wickets gone. That's not how you build a total. By the 17th over, Marco Jansen and Shashank Singh were set and ready to launch. But Bhuvneshwar and Hazelwood had other plans. They served a death bowling masterclass, 8 Yorkers, just 1 boundary, a desperate 6 off the final ball. PBKS didn't lose a wicket, but managed only 28 runs in the final 4 overs. A total of 157 for 6 was never going to scare RCB, not with Virat Kohli waiting. Phil Salt fell early, once again to Arshdeep Singh, but then came Kohli and Padikkal. Together, they stitched a 103-run stand off 69 balls, a blend of poise and power. Devdutt Padikkal finally silenced the noise. First IPL 50 since May 2023, a bold cut over the keeper, a 6 off Bartlett, then another off Chahal. He reached 50 in 30 balls and celebrated with a 4 and 6 off Stoinis. Relief washed over his face. He was back. He eventually fell for 61 off 35, but by then, the match was firmly in RCB's grip. And then there was Virat Kohli, master of the chase. He started with 5 boundaries in the power play, then slowed down, anchoring the innings. After reaching his 50 in 43 balls, he unleashed a late flourish. Finishing unbeaten on 73 off 54, he delivered his 67th 50-plus IPL score, the most in the history of the league. When Kohli plays like this, RCB doesn't just chase, they dominate. If moments like these give you goosebumps, if you live for the passion of Kohli, the fight of Padikkal, and the rise of RCB, hit that subscribe button now and never miss a moment of this roller coaster ride. RCB are no longer just contenders, they're the storm on the road, the team with grit, fire, and belief. From being outplayed at home to turning it around in Mohali, this victory is more than just 2 points. It's a statement. As the tournament heats up, RCB's away streak remains untouched. Virat Kohli, yet again, leads the way. Devdutt Padikkal has roared back to life. And with bowlers like Krunal, Suyash, Hazelwood, and Bhuvneshwar, they've got all the weapons. The race to the playoffs is getting fierce, and RCB just fired a warning shot. What do you do when you've posted just 111 runs? You turn to your magic men. Punjab Kings stunned the IPL world, defending the smallest total of the season. Yuzvendra Chahal, the master, ripped through the KKR batting lineup, while Arshdeep Singh and Marco Jansen delivered the knockout punches. It was a night full of twists, drama, and unbelievable cricket. PBKS batters falter. It all started with PBKS setting a target that seemed unthinkable to defend, 111 runs. But the tension began early. Prabhsimran Singh and Priyansh Arya came out with purpose, targeting Vaibhav Arora's second over. Could PBKS repeat their high-scoring ways? But no. Harshit Rana made his move, bowling short-pitch deliveries that stopped and seamed, creating uncertainty for the batters. The wickets tumbled. Prabhsimran cramped on the cut, Arya caught in the deep, and Shreyas Iyer couldn't get going either. A sudden collapse from 39 for no loss to 15 for 4. The momentum shifted like a light switch flicking on and off. It was one of the most unexpected breakdowns in IPL history. With Josh Inglis and Glenn Maxwell both outsmarted by Varun Chakravarthi's Rangan and Sunil Narene's spin, PBKS were all out for just 111 runs. What a blow for the team, but the real story was about to unfold. Early jabs by Jansen and Bartlett. As KKR began their chase, Marco Jansen and Xavier Bartlett wasted no time making an impact. Jansen kicked things off by removing Narine with a seaming delivery that shattered the stumps. Then it was Bartlett's turn. The IPL debutant got Quinton de Kock with a classic length ball that forced a huge top edge. KKR were suddenly 7 for 2. The chase looked all but over. But then Ajinkya Rahane and Ankrish Raghavanshi showed grit, building a small partnership. With Rinku Singh and Ramandeep still in the mix, it was up to KKR to salvage this chase. As the game unfolded, there was still hope for KKR. Could they make a comeback? Would they find a way through this storm of seam and spin? Chahal brings PBKS back into the game. Enter Yuzvendra Chahal, the man who thrives in the most chaotic of conditions. Chahal had been far from his best earlier in the tournament, but when PBKS needed him most, he delivered a performance that will be remembered for ages. After Rahan and Raghavanshi's brief resistance, Chahal spun his web. First, Rahan, caught sweeping, failed to review a controversial LBW call. Then, Raghavanshi edged a ball to backward point, and just moments later, Rinku Singh was stumped after being drawn out of the crease. But the best was yet to come. Ramandeep faced Chahal's looped delivery, and, premeditating a paddle sweep, top-edged the ball straight to Shreya's Iyer. In just over 5 overs, KKR went from 62 for 2 to 86 for 8. Chahal's 4 wickets in one spell changed everything, bringing PBKS right back into the game. This is getting intense. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the best IPL moments. Russell shows his class. Just when all hope seemed lost for KKR, there was Andre Russell. The big West Indian, with a strike rate of just 92 so far this season, was not about to let go without a fight. With KKR needing 33 runs with only 2 wickets in hand, Russell took matters into his own hands. 2 huge sixes and a 4 off Chahal brought the required runs down to 16 inches. It was edge-of-the-seat stuff. Could Russell do the unthinkable? But Arshdeep Singh had other plans. He relentlessly tested Aurora with short-pitched deliveries, peppering him with bouncers and forcing errors. Eventually, Aurora was dismissed, leaving Russell with one final shot. But the drama didn't stop there. Russell faced a ball from Jansen that he bottom-edged straight to the keeper. The crowd went wild. The chase had ended, and PBKS had defended a total of just 111 inches. What a turnaround! PBKS, after a dismal batting performance, defended just 111 runs thanks to brilliant bowling from Yuzvendra Chahal, Marco Jansen, and Arshdeep Singh. Chahal's 4 wickets in a single spell, combined with clinical seam bowling, tore apart KKR's chase. PBKS move into the top 4 after pulling off one of the most sensational victories of the season. This IPL is delivering moments of pure drama and excitement. What a game. What a comeback. Smash that like button, leave a comment below with your thoughts on this nail-biting win, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible IPL highlights.
Heartbreak, heroics, high drama, Hardik Pandya's thunderous spell, Surya Kumar Yadav's masterclass. But it was Lucknow Super Giants who walked away with glory. Again, this wasn't just another IPL game, it was a battle of grit, a night of shattered dreams for Mumbai Indians, and sweet domination for LSG. Let's dive into the roller coaster that was the 16th match of IPL 2025. Marsh and Markram fire up LSG. It all began with LSG being put to bed. And what a start they had. Mitchell Marsh turned up the heat early, smashing 60 off just 31 balls. He was in beast mode, 9 boundaries and 2 sixes, all filled with fury and precision. And here's the twist, he had actually edged Trent Boult in the very first over, but no one appealed. Marsh made MI pay dearly. Aiden Markram was equally composed and dangerous. He built on Marsh's foundation with a calm and calculated 53 off 38 balls, including 2 well-timed sixes. Ayush Badoni joined the party late but played a fiery cameo, 30 off 18 balls, with 3 back-to-back boundaries that jolted MI's bowlers. But amidst this chaos, one man tried to hold MI together, Hardik Pandya. Hardik's furious fight back. Hardik Pandya was electric with the ball. He picked up 5 wickets for just 36 runs, ripping through the heart of LSG's batting. He started by removing the dangerous Nicholas Pooran, then scalped the struggling Rishabh Pant. Later, he returned at the death, removing Markram, Miller, and Akash Deep. In the absence of Jasprit Bumrah, Hardik took charge. And how? His last over saw him concede 15 runs, but not before he brought up David Miller's 3,000th IPL run and still managed 2 quick wickets. It was the kind of spell that should have sealed the game. But not tonight. Surya Kumar and Deer keep MI in the game Mumbai Indians chase got off to a rocky start with early blows to Will Jacks and Ryan Rickleton. But then came the resurgence. Naman Deer lit up the chase with a brutal 46 off 21 balls, piercing the field with power and placement. At the other end, Surya Kumar Yadav reminded us why he's still MI's most reliable man. 67 off 43 balls laced with elegance and street-smart cricket. Drives, flicks, placement. He did it all. MI were cruising in the middle overs, scoring 88 for 1 without hitting a single six. It looked like the finish was theirs. But Digvesh Rathi, the quiet warrior, had other plans. Rathi, Thakur and Avesh turned the game. In the middle of the MI storm, Digvesh. Rathi dropped a grenade. His Karam ball cleaned up Naman Deer, silencing the MI dugout. And that was the turning point. Shardul Thakur stepped up with ice in his veins. His 19th over was a masterclass in death bowling, nailing Yorkers wide and at the stumps. He gave away just 7 runs. MI were feeling the squeeze. Tilak Varma was even retired out to bring in Mitchell Santner, a desperate gamble. Avesh Khan sealed the deal. Though Hardik started the final over with a 6, Avesh held his nerve. 5 balls, just 3 runs. The match slipped through MI's fingers. LSG had once again outclassed MI, 6 wins in 7 encounters. The dominance is real. What a match. If you love heart-stopping cricket stories like this, you need to subscribe right now. Every game has a hero, every game has heartbreak, and we're here to bring it all to you. So go on, smash that button. Hardik Pandya gave it his all. Suryakumar dazzled. Deer sparked hope. But in the end, it was Marsh, Markram, Thakur and Avesh who stood taller. LSG didn't just win, they sent a message. They've now gone 6-1 up against MI in IPL history. And if this game is anything to go by, the IPL 2025 season is just getting started. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and stay with us for more.
Have you ever felt your heart shatter and still kept watching? The Last of Us, Season 2. Episode 2 doesn't just break you, it leaves you in pieces. This isn't just television. This is grief, revenge, and survival at war with your soul. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're diving deep into The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 2, Through the Valley. A brutal hour of television that doesn't just alter the story's direction, it defines it. This episode takes one of gaming's most haunting moments and somehow makes it even more agonizing. Craig Mazin's writing and Mark Millad's direction pull no punches. So, grab something to hold on to. We're about to relive one of the most heart-wrenching chapters of this story. Abby and the Fireflies arrive in Jackson. The episode opens with silence, the kind that leaves a lump in your throat until the blaring of an alarm cuts through. Abby, played with perfect weight by Caitlin Dever, walks a hallway drenched in dread, armed, alert, and absolutely alone. A second version of herself appears, a phantom soaked in grief, warning her not to go into that final room. The words, "His brains are on the floor," echo, but her feet move forward anyway. Her crying breaks the dream's tension, and when the real world pulls her back, it's no comfort. Abby wakes in a cold, grim reality, surrounded by her Firefly crew in a ski lodge outside Jackson. Morning light reveals Jackson's intimidating size, its fortified walls a reminder of both safety and paranoia. Plans start to brew. Joel is their target, and the promise among them is chilling. No one else will be harmed, only Joel. But beneath Owen's voice, doubt lingers. He's already scheming, not for the mission, but for a way out. Because deep down, he knows this road leads nowhere but death. Jackson prepares for the worst. Meanwhile, in Jackson, the world feels deceptively normal. For a moment. Ellie wakes in her garage bedroom, the bite of winter on the window panes, and Jesse at her door. There's an awkward yet charming exchange about her kiss with Dina at the New Year's Eve party. It's lighthearted, a rare breath of normalcy. But normal doesn't last in this world. Jackson's alarm bells are ringing too, not with sirens, but unease. Frozen infected have been discovered beneath the snow, and what started as a chilling sight quickly turned to horror. 30 more bursting out from beneath the ice like a buried army? There's no telling how many more lie in wait, and the fear is raw. The infected are changing, learning, and using their dead as insulation. At a town hall meeting, Tommy stands at the helm, bracing Jackson for the worst. Streets will be abandoned. Roofs will become strongholds. The people must prepare for blood, or worse. And in that tension, old grudges still claw for attention. Maria, always the quiet power in the room, urges Ellie to make peace with Seth, the man whose homophobic slur at the party stirred Joel's protective fury. Seth, knowing the weight of what he said, offers an apology with a steak sandwich, a humble meal, heavy with unspoken guilt. Ellie half-heartedly accepts, but even food can't drown the bitterness in her throat. Abby is saved by the one person she hates most. The snow falls heavier now, cloaking the mountains in isolation. Abby stands on the ridge, her watch long, her mind heavier. She spots 2 figures on horseback, a glimmer of hope or the spark of danger. As Jackson's radios fail under the blizzard's weight, Tommy scrambles to send warnings, but Ellie and Jesse are already too far gone, holed up in an old forgotten 7-Eleven. Inside the crumbling walls, they find Eugene's secret, weed. A firefly pendant? The pieces of a past neither fully understands. The pieces of a man who chose to walk away from violence, only to fall victim to it anyway. Outside, Abby's world is crumbling too. Snow gives way beneath her feet, a silent avalanche dropping her into an icy graveyard of frozen infected. One shift, one crack, and the monsters awaken. They swarm her, relentless and starved, clawing their way out of the earth. She runs, scrambles, slips, only to find herself cornered by a chain-link fence. The infected breach it, toppling the last barrier between her and death. And when the final moment comes, when the infected leaps for her throat, the shot rings out. Joel, the man she hates most, the one who shattered her life years ago, just saved it. The irony is suffocating. He and Dina pull her to safety, seeking shelter as the horde closes in. Abby, barely able to breathe, seizes her moment. She leads them to the ski lodge, the trap already set in motion. Hey, before we go any further, if you're feeling the same gut-wrenching tension and heartbreak I am reliving this, hit that subscribe button. We've got so much more to unpack, and you won't want to miss a single moment. Jackson falls. While Abby leads her prey straight into the jaws of her waiting crew, Jackson braces for war. The infected come, and this time, they don't come alone. They've infiltrated the very veins of the town, their tendrils lacing through pipes, twisting the last safe place into another battleground. The gates, the guards, the plans, all fall to chaos when the bloater arrives. Tommy, armed with nothing but grit and a flamethrower, faces the monstrous thing head-on. Fire meets fungus, but the bloater barely flinches. Maria fires from the rooftops, but it's like throwing stones at a hurricane. Tommy, cornered, uses the last of his flame as the infected staggers, finally falling. A hollow victory, as the street is littered with the dead, and the sky is blackened with smoke. Abby finally confronts Joel. Back in the lodge, the moment everything has built toward finally arrives. Joel and Dina step inside, cold, battered, but alive. Abby stands there, her mask slipping, her voice steady but laced with venom. The introductions are chilling. She speaks his name. He speaks hers. The trap closes. Guns are drawn. Dina is injected, her fate hanging by a thread, while Joel sits at the mercy of his executioners. Abby demands the truth. Salt Lake City, the Fireflies, her father. Joel tells her. The truth lands heavy in the air. His confession is his last act of courage, or perhaps of defeat. Abby's face hardens. The weight of 5 years of grief, rage, and longing finally finds its outlet. She shoots Joel in the leg. Not to kill. Not yet. She wants him to suffer. And then, the golf club. A weapon so mundane, so human, now turned into an instrument of unspeakable violence. The crack of wood against bone, the squelch of blood on the floor, the sounds that will haunt Ellie for the rest of her life. The death of Joel Miller. Ellie arrives, too late. She hears the screams before she sees the truth. Abby's golf club raised, Joel barely breathing. The room is thick with blood, and Ellie is powerless, held down, forced to watch. Her cries break the silence as Abby deals the final blow, a broken club plunged into Joel's neck. The moment is excruciating. The camera lingers on what the game never dared show. Joel's face, lifeless, empty. Ellie's sobs are met with silence. The group leaves her there, crawling across the blood-slick floor, pulling Joel's broken body into her arms. Her world, her father figure, her last thread of family, gone. As the episode closes, Jackson stands scarred. The infected lie in heaps, fires smolder. And in the distance, Abby and her crew ride toward Seattle, the weight of their vengeance trailing behind them. Joel's body is returned, wrapped in white, the life that filled him reduced to a memory. This isn't just the end of a chapter, it's the end of an era. Joel's death doesn't just break Ellie, it changes the world around her. Abby's pain, Joel's choices, and Ellie's rage all fuse into a single truth. Nothing will ever be the same. So if you felt the weight of this episode crush you too, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, let's unravel every detail of this emotional roller coaster. Conditions favor the bold. The coin flipped, and Mumbai Indians made the perfect call. Choosing to bowl first on an unusually sluggish 1KT surface, MI instantly had the upper hand. The pitch didn't allow the ball to come onto the bat, making stroke play an uphill task. This was no batting paradise. It was a battlefield for bowlers who knew how to grip and rip the ball or sneak it in at the toes. Will Jacks, who had been relatively silent in the season so far, emerged with fire in his eyes. and in his fingers. His off-spin exploited the slow conditions to perfection. And that's not all. We'll get to his impact shortly. SRH's shaky start and fleeting fortune? The match began with signs of what could have been a dominant SRH innings. Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head were handed lifelines early on. An edge dropped by Jax, flicks falling just short of fielders, and a no-ball reprieve for Head when he was caught on 24. But these moments of luck failed to translate into momentum. Abhishek's 40 off 27 balls brought some sparkle, but it was brief. His dismissal on the point boundary in the 8th over off Hardik Pandya tilted the balance. Just before that, Hardik seemed to pull up with an injury, a moment that made MI fans hold their breath. But like a warrior, he soldiered on, pain and all. Head, on the other hand, struggled, managing just 28 from 29 deliveries. The pitch simply wouldn't cooperate. SRH only managed 46 runs in the power play without losing a wicket, a deceptive stat, hiding the reality of how stuck they were. Then came Will Jax, and suddenly, everything changed. Jax unleashes, SRH falters. MI unleashed Will Jax post-power play, and his introduction was surgical. With SRH's top 3 all being left-handers, this was his playground. First, he spun one past Ishan Kishan to get him stumped. Then, switching ends in the 12th, he dismissed Travis Head, who continued his forgettable outing. Jax's spell of 3 overs, 2 for 14, wasn't just economical. It gave MI the control they needed, especially in the absence of Karn Sharma, who suffered a split webbing mid-match. Jax's contribution allowed MI to delay using their impact player, a strategic boon that later turned into Rohit Sharma's crucial cameo at the top of the chase. This is the kind of smart thinking that separates champions from contenders. If you love tactical brilliance like this, hit that subscribe button for more match breakdowns you won't see anywhere else. SRH's final flourish. With the score at 115 for 4 after 17 overs, SRH looked doomed to finish under 140. But Heinrich Klaassen, Aniket Verma, and Pat Cummins had other plans. They went after the bowlers in the death, finally managing to find the boundary with 5 sixes in the final overs, a majority coming off hittable full tosses. Klaassen's sixes over cover in particular stood out. Aniket's clean strike too was a rare display of fluency, but dew had crept in. Full tosses from MI's bowlers, including 7 in the last 3 overs, signaled the changing grip. Yet when it mattered most, Jasprit Bumrah stood like a wall. His 19th over went for just 4 runs, dismissing Klaassen with a deadly full toss that crashed into the stumps. While Deepak Chahar and Hardik leaked runs at either end, Bumrah held firm, ensuring SRH were restricted to 162 for 5. MI's composed chase. Then began the pursuit. MI knew they had dew, momentum, and confidence. Rohit Sharma, subbed in as the impact player, wasted no time. A cheeky 6 over deep third and a couple of classic pulls lit up the stadium. Ryan Rickleton took time to settle but burst into life with 3 consecutive 4s off Eshan Malinga. Though Rickleton fell soon after, MI were already 57 runs closer to their target. Then came the defining stand. Will Jax, again, this time with the bat, partnered with Suryakumar Yadav for a match-sealing 52-run stand in just 29 balls. Together, they attacked the spinners, Zishan Ansari and Rahul Chahar, with a mix of elegance and brutality. By the time Pat Cummins broke the stand, it was far too late. Hardik Pandya then applied the finishing touches, hammering a 6 and 3 4s, including a stunning back-foot drive that oozed class. The victory came with 11 balls to spare, and MI walked off the field with back-to-back wins. This wasn't just a 4-wicket win for Mumbai Indians. It was a statement. Will Jax reminded everyone why he was signed. Hardik Pandya showed grit in the face of injury. Bumrah proved once again he's the death over king. And MI's bowling unit executed a perfect slow-pitch plan. Sunrisers Hyderabad, despite a promising start and a late surge, couldn't find the fluency needed to challenge MI's composure. A thrilling chapter in this season's IPL, and a strategic gem from the men in blue. For more epic match insights like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, keep the cricket fever alive.
This wasn't just a defeat. It was a demolition. Sunrisers Hyderabad didn't just lose, They collapsed in front of a roaring Eden Gardens, suffering their worst defeat in IPL history by runs. From a record-breaking high to a soul-shattering low, how did it all go so wrong for them? Let's break down the chaos. KKR's redemption arc. Just 4 days ago, the Kolkata Knight Riders were left reeling after being skittled out for just 116 against the Mumbai Indians. But when they stepped out at Eden Gardens against Sunrisers Hyderabad, the defending champions roared back to life. It started slow. Sunil Narine and Quinton de Kock fell early. Again, Narine edged a Yorker for just 7, and de Kock barely hung around, dismissed for 1 off 6. At 17 for 2 in just 3 overs, the alarm bells were ringing. But then came the Mumbai duo, Ajinkya Rahane and Ankrish Raghuvanshi, calm, composed and ruthless. They smashed 4 sixes in 14 balls, lifting KKR to 53 for 2 by the end of the power play. Rahane's leg side domination and Raghuvanshi's timing brought life back into the crowd. Their 81-run stand rebuilt KKR from the ruins. The middle order fireworks. After the solid partnership, KKR's innings needed a finisher, and 2 men answered, Venkatesh Iyer and Rinku Singh. Venkatesh, the vice-captain, brought the storm. He didn't just bat, he blazed. A stunning 29-ball 60, including a 25-ball half-century, crushed SRH's spirits. He tore into Pat Cummins with 4, 6, 4, 4, and in the final over, even Harshal Patel wasn't spared. Rinku Singh, cool and deadly, joined the party too. He smashed 3 fours off Harshal in the 17th, then launched a massive 6 over long on. In the last 5 overs, KKR hammered 78 runs, finishing at a commanding 200 for 6. A quick shout-out to Raghuvanshi too. His classy 50 and timely boundaries added crucial momentum. And don't forget, SRH dropped him on 43, a mistake that cost them dearly. SRH's night of horror. What followed next was nothing short of a horror show for Sunrisers Hyderabad. Chasing 201, they crumbled, and they crumbled fast. Vaibhav Arora struck immediately, removing Travis Head in just the second ball. Head's nightmare against Arora continues, just like the IPL 2024 final. Harshit Rana joined the party, dismissing Abhishek Sharma, and then it was Ishan Kishan who smashed 1 to cover. Caught by Rahane with a stunning tumble. SRH were 9 for 3 in 13 balls, a start only worse than one other time in their IPL history. This wasn't bad luck, it was chaos, panic and poor shot selection. Kamindu Mendes tried to fight back with a couple of sixes off Andre Russell, and Nitish Reddy showed flashes of brilliance. But Russell struck again right after the power play, sending Reddy back. Heinrich Klaassen, the only batter who tried to steady the ship, scored 33, but fell to Arora during his second spell. Sunil Narine and Varun Chakravarthi spun a web from overs 8 to 12, 5 overs, 2 wickets, just 33 runs. SRH's hopes dissolved with every ball, and just when it looked like things couldn't get worse, Varun nearly claimed a hat-trick in the 16th. SRH folded for 120, their biggest loss by runs in IPL history. If you're finding this breakdown intense and insightful, don't forget to click that subscribe button for more emotional deep dives into every IPL twist and turn. Moments that defined the match. Let's take a breath and revisit the defining moments of this stunning clash. Arora's fiery opening spell, 3 wickets, including Clayson, the lone SRH warrior. Rehan and Raghuvanshi's comeback stand, a quiet storm that set the stage. Rinku and Venkatesh's rampage, 78 in the last 5 overs. Game over. Fielding failures from SRH, dropped chances, misfields, and a complete lack of intensity. Spin chokehold. Narine and Varun delivered a masterclass in control. All of it came together like a well-directed thriller. Except for SRH, it was a nightmare with no escape. The result? Sunrisers Hyderabad, last year's runners-up, have now lost 3 in a row, sinking to the bottom of the table. Kolkata Knight Riders, meanwhile, soared 5 spots to 5th. Their campaign now truly underway. From redemption to ruin, this match had it all. Drama, destruction, and dominance. And if this is what Match 15 brought us, what more does IPL 2025 have in store? Thanks for watching. Until next time, keep your eyes on the pitch because every ball tells a story.
This was chaos. Brutal. Magical. Abhishek Sharma didn't just score runs, he unleashed a storm. Chasing 246, SRH rewrote history, crushed pressure, and silenced every critic. This was the second highest IPL chase ever, and it came from a team that had lost 4 straight games. Brace yourself, this one's unforgettable. SRH's redemption starts with Travishek Sunrisers Hyderabad. He SRH were desperate. 4 consecutive defeats. The critics were circling, and the pressure was suffocating. But on a perfect Hyderabad pitch, batting friendly and full of promise, 2 men stepped up, and how? Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, struggling all season, walked in with something to prove. They didn't blink. By the end of just 12.2 overs, the scoreboard screamed 171 runs, the highest partnership of the season. It was bold, brutal, and brilliant. It started with Abhishek tearing into Marco Jansen, 3 consecutive boundaries. Then, Head joined the assault, targeting Arshdeep Singh. The duo didn't just bat, they demolished. Abhishek Sharma's record-breaking mayhem. Coming into this match, Abhishek Sharma hadn't hit a single 6 all season. But on this night, he didn't just find form, he found fire. A slice of luck came early. A no-ball reprieved him at 28. On the free hit, his first 6 of the season. And from there, Punjab Kings never stood a chance. Dropped on 57 by Yuzvendra Chahal, Abhishek responded with a 6 the very next ball. And then came the flood. An unbelievable 40-ball century, the fastest of the season and the highest ever by an Indian in IPL history. Each shot was personal. A bottom-handed helicopter 6 off his former teammate Jansen. Ridiculous scoops, brutal pulls, and piercing cuts. When he reached his century, he didn't celebrate alone. He raised his bat and whispered, "This one's for the Orange Army." PBKS crumble under pressure. The wheels fell off quickly for Punjab Kings. Early on, they looked explosive. Shreyas Iyer's 82 off 36, combined with Priyansh Arya's electric start, a joint fastest 50 of the season, made it look like they'd cross 250 with ease. But then, the cracks began to show. Enter Harshal Patel. Usually reserved for the death overs, he came in early and delivered immediately. Arya dismissed in the 4th over, but his true brilliance came at the death. In the 15th over, he tricked Shashank Singh with an off-cutter. In the 18th, he shattered the Punjab momentum, bowling Glenn Maxwell with a slower ball, then removing Shreyas just 2 deliveries later. Eshan Malinga, on debut, chipped in 2, with 2 crucial wickets. Punjab could have crossed 265. Instead, 245 for 6. That 20-run shortfall proved fatal. Travishek turns on the heat. Again watching the destruction from the non-striker's end, Travis Head was calm, until it was time to explode. He launched Glenn Maxwell for back-to-back 6s, racing SRH to 100 inside just 8 overs. The pressure? Gone. The scoreboard? On fire. Even as tension rose, Maxwell, in true Aussie fashion, chirped at Head, needing Marcus Stoinis to step in as peacekeeper. The chase didn't lose rhythm. By the time Chahal finally dismissed Head, caught by Maxwell, SRH already had one hand on victory. 4 balls later, Abhishek brought up that century. The Hyderabad crowd? Roaring. The PBKS players? Number hey. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more spine-tingling match stories like this one. A finish that meant so much more. After all the fireworks, all the mayhem, it was left to Heinrich Klaassen and Ishan Kishan to guide SRH home. Calm, clinical, 9 balls to spare, chase complete. And when Abhishek Sharma finally walked off, not out, not defeated, but dismissed after scoring 141 from 56 balls, the entire stadium rose in applause. Even the PBKS players clapped, because sometimes cricket transcends competition. History rewritten in orange. From heartbreak to heroism, from 4 losses to chasing down 245, this was SRH's statement to the world. We're not done yet. Abhishek Sharma's innings will go down in history, not just for the numbers, but for the emotion, the grit, and the redemption it represented. And in chasing IPL's second highest total ever, SRH didn't just win a game. They reclaimed their pride. This was more than just a match. It was a memory.
What a match! Delhi Capitals snatch victory from the jaws of defeat in a breathtaking last-over thriller. Ashutosh Sharma. Remember the name. He went from a slow start to absolute destruction, flipping the script when all hope seemed lost. And what about Vipraj Nigam? The debutant turned the game on its head. If you love nail-biting finishes, strap in, because this match had it all. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more insane IPL moments. LSG's dominance, Pooran and Marsh firepower. Lucknow super giants came in with fire in their veins. Nicholas Pooran and Mitchell Marsh were in a league of their own, tearing apart the Delhi Capitals bowlers. Marsh, facing his countryman Mitchell Starc, made a statement, 43 off just 19 balls in the power play. And when Pooran walked in at number 3, the destruction doubled. 4 consecutive sixes off Tristan Stubbs. Unreal. 60 runs off 18 balls against spin. Insane. At one point, LSG looked like they'd put up 250 on the board. Kuldeep and Starc turned the tide. But cricket is a game of twists. Just when LSG seemed unstoppable, Kuldeep Yadav and Mitchell Starc had other plans. Kuldeep dismissed a struggling Rishabh Pant for a 6-ball duck. Can you believe it? Then Starc unleashed a lethal in-swinger to shatter Pooran's stumps. LSG collapsed, adding only 48 runs in the last 7 overs. From 161 for 2 in 13 overs to just 209 for 8. This was a choke of epic proportions. But was it enough? Well, keep watching. DC in deep trouble. A disastrous start. If you thought LSG's collapse was dramatic, wait till you hear this. Delhi Capitals were in shambles, 7 for 3 in just 2 overs. Shardul Thakur, a man who wasn't even supposed to be in the IPL, stunned everyone with early wickets. Jake Fraser-McGurk, Abhishek Porel, and Samir Rizvi, gone. The chase looked dead and buried. Axar Patel and Faf du Plessis tried to fight back. But when both fell in quick succession, DC were 65 for 5. Hope? Almost none. But that's when the magic began. Vipraj Nigam and Ashutosh Sharma, the unlikely heroes. Enter Vipraj Nigam, a debutant, a nobody to some, but 97 needed off 45 balls. He didn't care. He tore into Ravi Bishnoi and Shahbaz Ahmed, 39 off 15 balls. But the fairy tale was cut short. Nigam fell. 42 needed off 23 balls. One man stood in the way of defeat, Ashutosh Sharma. From 20 off 20 to 46 off his next 11 balls, he was possessed. The crowd was on its feet. 6, 4, 6. The equation, 22 off 12. But DC were running out of batters. Subscribe now if you believe in miracles. The final over. A last ball finish. Final over, 6 needed, 1 wicket left. Mohit Sharma was on strike. Shahbaz Ahmed had the ball. First delivery, a missed chance. LSG could have won right there. But luck was on DC's side. Mohit nudged a single, and then it was destiny. Ashutosh Sharma, the man who had fallen short in IPL 2024, launched the ball straight into the side screen. Game over. DC wins by 1 wicket. The stadium erupted. What a finish. This was one for the history books. Ashutosh Sharma, once the tragic hero, now the ultimate finisher. Vipraj Nigam, the fearless debutant, making a name for himself. And Delhi Capitals, from the depths of despair to the heights of glory. What a way to start IPL 2025. If you want more action-packed highlights, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Cricket's most spine-tingling drama just unfolded in Jaipur. 8 runs needed off the last over, the match hanging by a thread. And then came Iceman Avesh with the nerves of steel. What followed wasn't just a game, it was a heist. If you thought Delhi's heartbreak was tough, brace yourself. This one will haunt Rajasthan fans for a long, long time. At the Sawai Mansingh Stadium, under the electric Jaipur lights, the Rajasthan Royals looked poised to snap a 3-match losing streak. Chasing 181, they had the match firmly in their grasp. With Yashasvi Jaiswal blazing away and Riyan Parag playing the support act, everything pointed toward a smooth finish. But cricket, oh cricket, it lives for the dramatic twist. Up until the 17th over, RR seemed to be cruising. Then Avesh Khan was handed the ball, and what he did next flipped the script entirely. 25 needed off 18 balls. Avesh Khan came in, focused and fierce. He delivered a Yorker-length delivery that Jaiswal, on 74, tried to cut behind point, but missed. Gone. A well-set batter dismissed in the blink of an eye. 4 balls later, Riyan Parag went for a cheeky scoop. Bad choice. The full delivery tailed in, struck him plumb in front. 2 wickets gone, just 5 runs conceded in that over. Panic mode. Activated for Rajasthan. This wasn't just good bowling. It was clinical, cold, calculated destruction. Now came the final over. RR needed 8. Shimron Hetmeyer at the crease. First ball, thick outside edge. Third goes for a second run they never should have taken. Shardul Thakur fumbles. He's instantly shifted to square leg. What happens next? Oh, poetic redemption. Hetmeyer flicks a leg stump Yorker straight to Thakur at backward square. Outside Avesh, now in full control, nails a Yorker on the 4th ball. Then comes the moment. David Miller drops Shubham Dubey at long on. A chance for RR, a moment of chaos. But on the final ball, Dubey hits it straight. And Avesh stretches out, stopping it with his left arm mid follow through. Game. Over. LSG wins by 2. Heartbroken again. Among the frenzy, a moment that will live long in IPL history. The debut of Vaibhav Suryavanshi, just 14 years and 23 days old. The youngest player to ever grace this tournament. First ball? Boom. A fearless 6 over cover. Then, off his 3rd ball, Suryavanshi clears his front leg and launches another 6 down the ground. This time off Avesh Khan. The audacity. The belief. A short ball is top-edged, but dropped. Drama everywhere. Rishabh Pant tried to outwit him with Digvesh Rathi, but Suryavanshi was too smart. He picked his moments, muscled another 6 over mid-wicket, and even took on Ravi Bishnoi. He finally fell for 34, deceived by Aiden Markram's sharp turn, but not before sending a wave of excitement through the crowd. And if you're loving this action-packed breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more IPL thrillers coming your way. While Avesh and Suryavanshi grabbed headlines, the match was carved by quiet assassins too. Abdul Samad, walking in when Pant fell at 54 for 3, played a gem of a cameo. An unbeaten 30 off just 10 balls. He was held back as the finisher, and boy did he deliver. 4 sixes in the final over off Sandeep Sharma. Targeted the arc between deep square and mid-wicket. Gave LSG the momentum they desperately needed. Then there was Ayush Badoni, stepping in as the impact player and stitching the innings together with Markram. A solid 50 off 34. Together, Samad and Badoni turned what looked like a modest score into a defendable fortress. So, in a match filled with chaos, comebacks, and cold-blooded execution, LSG walked away with 2 points that looked improbable. Avesh Khan's death bowling, Suryavanshi's fearless debut, Samad's late blitz, Markram and Badoni's rescue act, and Rajasthan? Left wondering, how did we lose this again? For the 2nd match in a row, victory slipped through their fingers. Another night, another heartbreak. This is the IPL at its finest. Glorious, unpredictable, and absolutely brutal. From heartbreak to heroics, from silence to a statement, this was not just a cricket match. This was a reckoning. KL Rahul returned to haunt his former franchise, and Mukesh Kumar tore through LSG like a storm. If you missed this one, you missed drama, redemption, and dominance, all wrapped into one unforgettable night in Lucknow. Match 40 of the IPL 2025 in Lucknow gave us everything. Early fireworks, a sudden collapse, bizarre captaincy choices, and a fiery chase led by a man with something to prove. Delhi Capitals didn't just win, they sent a message. And for Lucknow supergiants, the cracks couldn't hide any longer. Let's dive into the turning points, the breakdowns, and the brilliance from a match that shook the table. It began like a dream for LSG. Asked to bat first, they flew out the blocks, Aiden Markram brought intent and aggression, hammering 30 of the 51 runs in the power play. 2 sixes, confident stroke play, and sheer domination. Mitchell Marsh played the perfect supporting act. Together, they raced to 87 for 0 in 10 overs. The crowd roared. Lucknow looked set for a total around 190. But what followed was a nightmare. And then came Mukesh Kumar, calm, composed, ruthless. He turned the tide with a display of intelligent, calculated death bowling. His first blow? A return catch to dismiss Abdul Samad. Then he nailed a Yorker to uproot Mitchell Marsh, conceding just 3 runs in a crucial over. But it didn't stop there. In the final over, with Ayush Badoni going strong after 3 consecutive boundaries, Mukesh bounced back with venom. He clean bowled Badoni and then dismissed Rishabh Pant, all within 6 balls. 4 wickets for 33 runs. A career-best IPL spell. That collapse, LSG scored just 72 runs in the last 10 overs, from flying high to crashing hard, and Mukesh was the reason. Now let's talk about Rishabh Pant, not as DC's warrior, but as LSG's captain. For some inexplicable reason, he chose to bat at number 7 and only walked out when the team was already 5 down, with 2 balls remaining. He missed the first ball, then bizarrely tried a reverse ramp off the second, and watched the ball bounce off his pads into the stumps. A golden duck. A stunned silence followed. Pant, who has been the heartbeat of many turnarounds, watched this one unravel from the dugout. While Mukesh stole the headlines, Axar Patel quietly laid the groundwork. Bowling 4 overs straight up, he conceded just 29 runs, an underrated but crucial effort. That allowed DC to hold back Kuldeep Yadav for the middle overs, which he used wisely across the 11th, 13th, 15th, and 17th, giving away just 33 runs. Mitchell Starc joined the party too. He dismissed Nicholas Purin yet again, the 5th time in 7 T20s, with a clever slower bouncer. DC's bowling unit was calculated and clinical. And then came the chase, and with it, a story of personal redemption. KL Rahul, dropped by LSG and publicly berated by the team owner last season, walked out to silence those memories. And silence them he did. After losing Karun Nair early, Rahul partnered with Abhishek Porel, who struck a composed 51 off 36 balls. Rahul, slow to start at 19 off 20, shifted gears, slog sweeping Ravi Bishnoi into the stands and never looking back. He brought up his 3rd half-century of the season, becoming the fastest ever to reach 5,000 IPL runs in just 130 innings. Then, with poetic precision, he ended the match with a 6. A statement, a message, a moment of pure vengeance. If you've been hooked by this kind of intense, emotional cricket storytelling, now's the time. Hit that subscribe button for more match drama, tactical insights, and unforgettable comebacks. Delhi Capitals walked away with an 8-wicket win, 13 balls to spare, and momentum firmly in their favor. They've now closed the gap with table toppers Gujarat Titans. Only net run rate stands between them and the summit. For LSG, this loss hurts, not just because of the scoreline, but because of the decisions that came with it. This match wasn't just about runs and wickets. It was about pride, pressure, and proving a point. And tonight, KL Rahul and Mukesh Kumar own the spotlight. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Pant have batted earlier? And is Rahul back to his best? See you in the next one.
What if I told you the mighty Sunrisers were left gasping at 35 for 5? What if I told you one man, Heinrich Klaassen, stood tall amid the ruins? This wasn't just another IPL clash, it was a full-blown statement, a turning point, a reminder that when Rohit Sharma turns red hot and Trent Bolt is swinging fire, even the sun can set early in Hyderabad. Bolt and Chahar break SRH's backbone. The collapse began before fans could even settle in. Trent Bolt and Deepak Chahar set the tone early with the new ball, exploiting the sluggish surface and extracting movement that left SRH breathless. It wasn't just bowling, it was destruction. Within the power play, SRH had plummeted to 24 for 4, the lowest score in that phase this IPL season. Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma and Nitish Kumar Reddy all fell trying to force the pace. But the heartbreak didn't end there. Ishan Kishan, undone by a leg side strangle, walked even before a real appeal was made. And to rub salt in the wound, Ultra Edge showed no spike at all. By the 9th over, SRH were 35 for 5. The silence in Hyderabad was deafening. Klaasen's lone stand. Then, from the ashes, rose Heinrich Klaasen. With nothing but pride to play for, Klaasen stitched together a brave and calculated innings. Early on, he carried the burden solo, launching Vignesh Puthur for a 6 and 2 fours in 1 over to break the shackles. He was joined by Abhinav Manohar, the impact player, but it was Klaasen's knock that held SRH together. With a stunning reverse scooped 6 off Jasprit Bumrah, Klaasen reminded everyone why he's one of the best under pressure. Measured risks, ruthless execution, an 86% control percentage. Even in a crumbling innings, he struck at over 160. Their 99-run stand offered hope, and briefly the crowd dared to believe. But it was short-lived. MI's death overs. Finnish SRH pushed hard in the death, scoring 35 runs between overs 17 and 19. But the finish was a gut punch. First, Bumrah got Klaasen with a dipping full toss in the 19th. Then Bolt returned to close out the innings in the 20th with 2 wickets, including a bizarre hit-wicket dismissal as Manohar disturbed his own stumps while digging out a Yorker. SRH ended at 143 for 8. Brave? Yes. Enough? Absolutely not. Rohit's masterclass in the chase cue, the response. And what a response it was. Jaydev Unadkat gave SRH a flicker of hope by dismissing Ryan Rickelton early. But the pitch had eased, and Rohit Sharma was in the mood. With a 6 over long off and another off Pat Cummins, Rohit stamped his authority. Alongside Will Jacks, he took MI to 56 for 1 at the end of the power play. His form? Unstoppable. From scores of 0, 8, 13, 17, 18, 26 to 76, and now another 50. Rohit's 70 off 45 balls was all class, all control. Though he fell at 70, chipping a Yorker to mid-wicket, the job was already done. Sky's finishing touch enter Suryakumar Yadav, MI's ever-reliable finisher. With just 14 needed off 32, Sky put on a show. Picking his spots with precision, he smashed 40 off just 19 balls, sealing the game with effortless boundaries. The last stroke? A pull shot off Zishan Ansari. Catchable at the boundary, if not for Nitish Kumar Reddy overrunning it. It summed up the match. MI won with 26 balls to spare, chasing 144 with ease. Loving these match breakdowns? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay updated with every IPL thrill. My rise, SRH sink. From 1 win in 5 games to 4 wins on the trot, Mumbai Indians are roaring back, now sitting 3rd on the table. Their usual slow start? Ancient history. For Sunrisers Hyderabad, the story is grim. Just 2 wins in 8 games. A net run rate worse than anyone but Chennai Super Kings. Painfully close to rock bottom. And as the IPL drama continues to unfold, one thing's for sure. Rohit and Bolt just sent a loud message to every other team. MI are back, and they're coming for the title. Bengaluru was left in stunned silence as Mohammad Siraj returned to haunt his former team. The Chinnaswamy crowd, once his biggest cheerleaders, watched in disbelief as he tore through RCB's top order. But that was just the beginning, because Jos Buttler had other plans. Stay tuned, because this is a match you won't forget. Siraj's redemption story. For 7 years, Mohammad Siraj was the heartbeat of RCB's bowling attack, but today he wore a different jersey, one with Gujarat Titans crest, and with it came an unspoken mission to prove RCB wrong for letting him go. Fired up and bowling thunderbolts at over 140 km per hour, Siraj wasted no time making an impact. His first victim? Devdutt Padikkal, who danced down the track only to see his stumps rattled. The crowd, used to celebrating his famous SEO celebration, stood frozen in silence. Then came the ultimate moment of poetic justice. Phil Salt, after smashing a monstrous 105-meter six, thought he had the upper hand. But Siraj had other ideas. A 145.9 kph rocket sent Salt's off-stump cartwheeling, and with it, RCB's hopes of a strong start. And just when Liam Livingstone started to settle, Siraj came back in the death overs and struck again, wrapping up a magical spell of 3 for 19 with a staggering 14 dot balls. But despite his heroics, RCB's batting was far from over. RCB's middle order fight back. RCB found themselves in deep trouble at 42 for 4. The Chinnaswamy, known for its electrifying atmosphere, had gone eerily quiet. But just when things looked bleak, Jitesh Sharma stepped in. Playing with confidence, he took the attack to Ishant Sharma, flicking him for a 6-over long on before dispatching 2 more boundaries. His fearless approach, combined with Livingstone's powerful stroke play, breathed life into RCB's innings. But it wasn't just about the power hitting. Livingstone fought through a rough patch, surviving 2 dropped catches and a missed stumping before finally breaking loose against Rashid Khan. And when the 18th over arrived, Livingstone went berserk, hammering Rashid for 3 towering sixes to bring up his 50. And then came Tim David, a finisher by nature. He hammered 32 off 18 balls, ensuring RCB reached a fighting total of 169. But was it enough? The answer lay in the hands of one man, Jos Buttler. Buttler's dominance coming into this season, there were doubts over Jos Buttler. He had stepped down as England's white ball captain after a disastrous Champions Trophy and was adjusting to a new franchise. But today, he silenced all critics in spectacular fashion. With GT at 32 for 1 after Shubman Gill fell cheaply, the chase wasn't off to the smoothest start. Josh Hazlewood and Bhuvneshwar Kumar were making the new ball talk. But then, Buttler flipped the switch. At first, he was cautious, 5 runs off 8 balls. But as soon as he targeted Rafiq Salam, he exploded. Smashing 27 runs off just 12 deliveries, Buttler reminded the world why he's one of the most feared batters in T20 cricket. Sudharshan and Rutherford sealed the deal. While Buttler played the anchor role, Sai Sudharshan complemented him perfectly. Scoring a fluent 49 off 36 balls, he ensured the scoreboard kept ticking. Their partnership of 75 off 47 deliveries put GT in complete control. And just when RCB needed a breakthrough, Sherfane Rutherford stepped in as the impact player. His quick-fire 30 off 16 balls, along with Buttler's relentless assault, saw GT cruise to victory with 13 balls to spare. A crushing defeat for RCB, a statement win for GT. Siraj came back to haunt his former team, but in the end, it was Jos Buttler who delivered the knockout punch. This was GT's second win in 3 games, while RCB faced their first setback of the season. So, what do you think? Did RCB make a mistake letting Siraj go? And is GT the team to beat this season? Let me know in the comments. And if you love cricket content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest updates. See you in the next one. In the city where dreams soar and fall, the local hero rose to crush the hearts of his own. This wasn't just a game, it was a story of collapse, defiance, and redemption. You won't believe what happened next at the Chinnaswamy. Bengaluru, April 10th, 2025. The M. Chinnaswamy Stadium was roaring, packed with passionate Royal Challengers Bengaluru fans ready to witness a home victory. But what unfolded was a roller coaster of raw emotion, fierce cricket, and one man's personal redemption arc. The 24th match of the IPL saw Royal Challengers Bengaluru face Delhi Capitals, a battle that promised fireworks and delivered far more than just that. In the end, KL Rahul, a Bengaluru boy, came back to haunt his home team with a knock that silenced the very crowd that once cheered him. RCB's explosive start and sudden fall. RCB began their innings like a house on fire. In just the first 3 overs, they hammered 53 runs without losing a single wicket. Phil Salt was on a mission. The Englishman lit up the stadium, especially in that 3rd over off Mitchell Starc, which went for 30 runs, 3 fours and 2 massive sixes. The crowd erupted. It was RCB's second fastest 50 in IPL history. But then, silence. The next 15 overs, a different story. From flying high, RCB came crashing down. Phil Salt was run out in a moment of confusion with Virat Kohli, and the collapse began. Devdutt Padikkal struggled, crawling to 1 off 8 balls before falling to Mukesh Kumar. The power play closed at 64 for 2, and that explosive momentum vanished. Spinners take control. On a pitch that usually offers nothing to spinners, 2 men spun a web. Kuldeep Yadav and Vipraj Nigam didn't just bowl, they dominated. Nigam's early overs were tight. Just 2 runs in his first over and then the prized wicket of Kohli, who tried to go over extra cover but only found Mitchell Starc. The crowd fell silent again. Kuldeep Yadav, clinical. He dismissed Jitesh Sharma and Rajat Patidar with his signature flight and guile. Both spinners combined for 4 wickets, 23 dot balls, and choked the life out of RCB's middle order. By 17th overs, RCB had collapsed to 125 for 7. But there was one man left with fire in his bat. Tim David's late blitz. Tim David, quiet until then, exploded in the final 2 overs. With 4 sixes and 2 fours, he took RCB to a defendable 163 for 7. It wasn't a total that screamed dominance, but it gave the bowlers something to fight with. At the halfway mark, Delhi Capitals had the edge. But what followed was a gripping chase filled with drama. Before we go further, if you're finding this breakdown intense and insightful, smash that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of cricketing drama like this. DC's horror start. Delhi Capitals began their chase and almost immediately found themselves in trouble. Faf du Plessis was gone early, miscuing to Patidar off Dayal. Then Jake Fraser-McGurk, still struggling for rhythm this season, top-edged Bhuvneshwar Kumar into the gloves of Jitesh Sharma. Soon after, Abhishek Porel also fell to Bhuvneshwar, and DC were reeling at 39 for 3. When the 4th wicket fell with just 58 on the board in the 9th over, the win probability plummeted to 14.31%. The Bengaluru faithful found their voices again, believing this was the turning point. But one man hadn't said his final word.
The KL Rahul Masterclass. At 29 off 29 balls, KL Rahul looked pedestrian. He had a life at 7 when Patidar dropped a tough chance. Many thought the game had passed him by. But in front of his home crowd, something clicked. Partnered with Tristan Stubbs, Rahul began the counterattack. It began with a cheeky reverse sweep from Stubbs, and then Rahul unleashed a 6-off Krunal Pandya over deep backward square. That was the spark. Then came the hammering of Liam Livingstone and Josh Hazlewood. In one brutal over, Rahul crushed 22 runs off Hazlewood, bringing the asking rate crashing down. He turned the tide with brutal precision, scoring 64 off his final 24 balls at an astonishing strike rate of 266.67. By the 18th over, Rahul had hit 2 sixes and a 4 off Dayal, slamming a final 6 over fine leg to seal the win. He then celebrated by smashing his bat on the turf. A statement, a stamp, a message. His unbeaten 93 off 53 balls was more than a match-winning knock. It was a declaration of dominance. In front of the very people who had once cheered him, KL Rahul had returned as the executioner. From jubilation to heartbreak, from chaos to composure, this match had it all. Delhi Capitals, once drowning at 67 for 4, emerged victorious by 6 wickets, thanks to a stunning partnership of 111 runs off just 6.5 overs between KL Rahul and Tristan Stubbs. RCB, despite moments of brilliance, slumped to their second home defeat. And for KL Rahul, this was more than a win. It was a homecoming for the ages, a hero turned villain in the eyes of Chinnaswamy. For more such unforgettable stories straight from the pitch, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
When the lights shine bright and the stakes are sky high, heroes are born. Shreyas Iyer, a name that roared across Ahmedabad, a knock that sent shockwaves through the IPL. Punjab Kings scripted history, but Gujarat Titans didn't go down without a fight. This wasn't just cricket, this was a battle. Stay tuned, because what unfolded in Match 5 of IPL 2025 was nothing short of breathtaking. PBKS's historic batting performance. Shreyas Iyer promised firepower, and he delivered an inferno. Walking in at number 3, Iyer didn't just bat, he dominated. 9 sixes, pure carnage. A career-best IPL score of 97 not out. But here's the kicker, he never even cared about the milestone. As the final over began, he told his partner, "Forget the 100, just go for the win." That is leadership. That is selflessness. And that is why Punjab Kings posted a mammoth 243 for 5, their second highest total in IPL history. And let's not forget the young guns. Priyansh Arya, the 24-year-old sensation, took on Mohammad Siraj and Kagiso Rabada, smashing 8 boundaries in the power play. The hype was real. And Shashank Singh, a late blitzkrieg. He turned the final over into a nightmare for Gujarat, thrashing Siraj for 23 runs. PBKS were unstoppable. But the chase, the chase had its own twists. Titans' fearless chase and Sudharsan's class. Chasing 244 is a nightmare for most teams. But Gujarat Titans had belief. Sai Sudharsan, a young man with ice in his veins. He had already scored a century on this very ground last season in the IPL final, and this time he made sure Punjab Kings felt his wrath. 74 of 41 balls, pure elegance, pure intent. With Joss Buttler by his side, Titans were flying. The duo racked up 87 runs in just 6 overs. At one stage, GT were actually ahead of PBKS in the run rate. 169 runs in 14 overs with just 3 wickets down. The Punjab Kings dugout looked nervous. And for good reason. Was the game slipping away? Was history about to be rewritten? Hold that thought. Vijay Kumar Vishak. The game changer. Enter Vijay Kumar Vishak. Freshly subbed in. A man with a single mission, stop the Titans' charge. And how did he do it? Yorkers. 12 balls, 10 runs, momentum sucked out of Gujarat like a vacuum. No bouncers, no slower deliveries, just relentless full-length precision. Punjab had smashed 77 in their last 5 overs. Gujarat, only 50. The difference was Vishak's 2-over spell. This is why impact players matter in the IPL. GT were left gasping for air, and Punjab Kings could sense the finish line. The final moments and PBKS's triumph. Last over, 19 runs needed. Can Gujarat pull off a miracle? Arshdeep Singh runs in, 1-6. The tension builds. Another big shot attempt. But wait, it's straight to the fielder. Out. Punjab Kings knew it. The crowd knew it. This was their night. Shreyas Iyer led from the front. Arya and Shashank delivered power-packed cameos. Vishak turned the game on its head. And Punjab Kings walked away with an 11-run victory. A statement win. A performance that sent a message to every other team in IPL 2025. If this is how IPL 2025 is starting, imagine what's coming next. Who was your player of the match? Iyer, Sudharsan, Vishak? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love thrilling cricket content, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more coming your way. One match. Endless moments. Punjab Kings have thrown down the gauntlet. Gujarat Titans fought till the very end. But in the end, it was Iyer and PBKS who stood tall. This IPL is just getting started. Stay tuned, because if tonight was any indication, we are in for an unforgettable season. What if we told you a rookie, in just his 4th IPL innings, shattered records, broke CSK hearts, and left legends stunned? Priyansh Arya, remember the name. This is the story of a fearless 24-year-old who took on the mighty Chennai Super Kings and won. Let's relive a night where fire met fury and a star was born in Mohali. Arya's historic 100. A star is born. The cricketing world stood still as Priyansh Arya erupted at the crease, launching an assault that will be remembered for years. A 39-ball century, the fastest ever by an uncapped Indian, placed him alongside the likes of Chris Gayle, Yusuf Pathan, and David Miller in IPL history. He wasn't just playing, he was announcing himself to the world. The CSK bowlers watched helplessly as Arya danced down the track, carving boundaries with elegance and violence alike. His 103 off 42 balls didn't just light up Mohali, it rewrote the IPL record books. And to think, he could have been out in the first over. A sitter dropped by Khalil Ahmed on just 6. Then another lifeline on 35, spilled at mid-wicket by Vijay Shankar. Those missed chances? They cost CSK the match. Fielding nightmares. CSK's collapse begins. Chennai Super Kings weren't just beaten, they handed the match away. 5 dropped catches. 2 of them gave Arya the freedom to build his masterpiece. CSK's fielding, once their pride, turned into their downfall. And while Arya was blazing through overs, CSK's senior pros looked stunned. A drop chance here, a misfield there. It wasn't just mistakes, it was mayhem. And when Arya opened his bat face and lifted a difficult full toss over point for 6, it wasn't just talent, it was pure audacity. He reached his 100 with a hat-trick of boundaries off Matisha Pathirana, 6-6-4. It was poetry in power. The supporting act, Shashank and Jansen, ignite the finish. Just when CSK thought the storm had passed, Shashank Singh and Marco Jansen turned up the heat. With Arya dismissed in the 14th over, they took charge, building an unbroken 65-run stand off just 38 balls. Shashank was fearless, slog-sweeping Noor Ahmad for 6 and lofting R. Ashwin straight down the ground. Meanwhile, Jansen casually launched a no-look 6 off Pathirana, reminding everyone that PBKS still had firepower. When the dust settled, Punjab Kings had racked up 219 for 6, a total that screamed intent, aggression, and belief. CSK's chase, a familiar story of collapse. Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra began with promise, 59 in the power play. Hope shimmered for a while, but like every time since 2020, CSK's chase of an 180-plus total once again crumbled. Glenn Maxwell struck first, Ravindra stumped. Then, Lockie Ferguson bounced out Ruturaj Gaikwad for just 1. Panic crept in. CSK's move to send Shivam Dube early backfired as PBKS held back spin, starving him of his usual targets. By the time MS Dhoni walked out, the required rate had climbed to nearly 20 per over. And then, drama. Conway, on 69, retired out, perhaps the most telling moment of the match. It wasn't bravery, it was resignation. Before we continue, if you're loving this nail-biting breakdown and want more hard-hitting cricket stories like this, smash that subscribe button right now. The final blow, too much for even Dhoni. MS Dhoni walked in with a glint of belief. He struck 3 towering sixes, reminders of his old magic. But the mountain was too steep. In the final over, Yash Thakur, the impact player, sent down a full toss. Dhoni tried to guide it, but it found short fine leg. Game over. Emotions ran high. A match that began with fireworks ended with a sigh. And Chennai Super Kings. They slumped to their 4th consecutive defeat in IPL 2025. The rise of Arya, the fall of CSK from Priyansh. Arya's thunderous century to CSK's unraveling, this wasn't just a match, it was a moment of transformation. One team found a hero, the other exposed its scars. Punjab Kings walked tall in Mohali. Chennai Super Kings, once the lions of the IPL, looked lost and wounded. And as the tournament rolls on, one question echoes across the league. Is this the beginning of a new era? Stay tuned.
This was chaos, brutal, magical. Abhishek Sharma didn't just score runs, he unleashed a storm. Chasing 246, SRH rewrote history, crushed pressure, and silenced every critic. This was the second highest IPL chase ever, and it came from a team that had lost 4 straight games. Brace yourself, this one's unforgettable. SRH's redemption starts with Travishek Sunrisers Hyderabad. He SRH were desperate. 4 consecutive defeats. The critics were circling, and the pressure was suffocating. But on a perfect Hyderabad pitch, batting friendly and full of promise, 2 men stepped up, and how? Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, struggling all season, walked in with something to prove. They didn't blink. By the end of just 12.2 overs, the scoreboard screamed 171 runs, the highest partnership of the season. It was bold, brutal, and brilliant. It started with Abhishek tearing into Marco Jansen, 3 consecutive boundaries. Then, Head joined the assault, targeting Arshdeep Singh. The duo didn't just bat, they demolished. Abhishek Sharma's record-breaking mayhem. Coming into this match, Abhishek Sharma hadn't hit a single 6 all season. But on this night, he didn't just find form, he found fire. A slice of luck came early. A no-ball reprieved him at 28. On the free hit, his first 6 of the season. And from there, Punjab Kings never stood a chance. Dropped on 57 by Yuzvendra Chahal, Abhishek responded with a 6 the very next ball. And then came the flood. An unbelievable 40-ball century, the fastest of the season and the highest ever by an Indian in IPL history. Each shot was personal. A bottom-handed helicopter 6 off his former teammate Jansen. Ridiculous scoops, brutal pulls, and piercing cuts. When he reached his century, he didn't celebrate alone. He raised his bat and whispered, "This one's for the Orange Army." PBKS crumble under pressure. The wheels fell off quickly for Punjab Kings. Early on, they looked explosive. Shreyas Iyer's 82 off 36, combined with Priyansh Arya's electric start, a joint fastest 50 of the season, made it look like they'd cross 250 with ease. But then, the cracks began to show. Enter Harshal Patel. Usually reserved for the death overs, he came in early and delivered immediately. Arya dismissed in the 4th over, but his true brilliance came at the death. In the 15th over, he tricked Shashank Singh with an off-cutter. In the 18th, he shattered the Punjab momentum, bowling Glenn Maxwell with a slower ball, then removing Shreyas just 2 deliveries later. Eshan Malinga, on debut, chipped in too, with 2 crucial wickets. Punjab could have crossed 265. Instead, 245 for 6. That 20-run shortfall proved fatal. Travishek turns on the heat. Again watching the destruction from the non-striker's end, Travis' head was calm, until it was time to explode. He launched Glenn Maxwell for back-to-back sixes, racing SRH to 100 inside just 8 overs. The pressure? Gone. The scoreboard? On fire. Even as tension rose, Maxwell, in true Aussie fashion, chirped at head, needing Marcus Stoinis to step in as peacekeeper. The chase didn't lose rhythm. By the time Chahal finally dismissed head, caught by Maxwell, SRH already had one hand on victory. 4 balls later, Abhishek brought up that century. The Hyderabad crowd? Roaring. The PBKS players? Number hey. If you're enjoying this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more spine-tingling match stories like this one. A finish that meant so much more. After all the fireworks, all the mayhem, it was left to Heinrich Klaassen and Ishan Kishan to guide SRH home. Calm, clinical, 9 balls to spare, chase complete. And when Abhishek Sharma finally walked off, not out, not defeated, but dismissed after scoring 141 from 56 balls, the entire stadium rose in applause. Even the PBKS players clapped, because sometimes cricket transcends competition. History rewritten in orange. From heartbreak to heroism, from 4 losses to chasing down 245, this was SRH's statement to the world. We're not done yet. Abhishek Sharma's innings will go down in history, not just for the numbers, but for the emotion, the grit, and the redemption it represented. And in chasing IPL's second highest total ever, SRH didn't just win a game. They reclaimed their pride. This was more than just a match. It was a memory. Unbeaten no more. Gujarat Titans' dream run hits a wall in Lucknow. A match filled with grit, firepower, and heartbreak. This is the story of how Markram and Puran tore down a giant, and how a 120-run opening stand still wasn't enough. Stay with us, because this clash, it had everything. In the 26th match of IPL 2025, Lucknow Supergiants rose to the occasion on their home turf at Ekana Stadium and handed Gujarat Titans their first defeat in 5 matches. It wasn't just a game, it was a statement. Despite missing Mitchell Marsh, LSG showed resilience and brilliance as they chased down 181 with composure and controlled aggression. A flawless opening, Gill and Sudarshan light up Ekana Shubman. Gill and B. Sai Sudarshan walked out with intent and made an early mark. The duo carved out a sensational 120-run opening partnership. Sudarshan, starting with a classy slap-through point off Shardul Thakur, showed why he's becoming the dark horse of GT's batting lineup. Though not known for his T20 prowess, his smart, low-risk stroke play brought him his 4th 50 in just 6 innings this IPL. On the other end, Gill showcased his trademark fluency, stepping out, creating room, and taking on the bowlers with controlled aggression. When LSG tried to gamble with Aiden Markram's off-spin, the pair didn't hesitate, smashing 15 runs off the over. But then came the heartbreak. From 120 for 0 in the 12th over, the Titans spiraled. LSG's bowling fightback, Bishnoi, Thakur, and Rathi changed the game. It all unraveled quickly. Avesh Khan struck first, removing Gill with a clever cutter caught at long on. Ravi Bishnoi, cool and clinical, nailed Sudarshan with a wrong and dismissed Washington Sundar in the same manner. GT's momentum was officially halted. Digvesh Rathi, though unlucky with 2 dropped catches, finally got on the board thanks to Thacker's athletic grab to send back Jos Buttler. And in the final over, Thacker once again rose to the occasion, dismissing Sherfane Rutherford and Rahul Tewatia, finishing with a superb 2 for 24. GT collapsed from 120 for 0 to 180 for 6. Markram's firestorm and Pant's brave return, 226 to 310. Aiden Markram came out like a man on a mission. Aggressive, fluent, and fearless, he hammered 38 runs in the power play alone. At the other end, Rishabh Pant opened the innings in the IPL after nearly a decade. Despite taking a painful blow to the knee from Arshad Khan, he stood firm. As Markram punished the bowlers with a 26-ball 50, Pant joined in by slog-sweeping Rashid Khan for 4. But his fight ended at 21 when he sliced a catch to deep third off Prasid Krishna. Still, the tone had been set. LSG were ahead. Purin's 6-hitting mayhem. A masterclass in finishing Nicholas Purin stepped in, and what followed was sheer mayhem. 2 sixes even before R. Sai Kishore came into the attack. Then he destroyed the left-armer's rhythm, sending 3 more soaring over the ropes. In total, Purin smoked 7 sixes, more than the entire GT team combined. The chase, once looking tricky, turned into a stroll. By the time Rashid Khan finally removed him, the job was nearly done. LSG needed just 26 off 28 balls. Ayush Badoni, the impact player, calmly sealed the win. If you're loving these nail-biting finishes and expert match breakdowns, don't forget to hit that subscribe button right now. Lucknow Super Giants, 186 for 4, sealed a brilliant 6-wicket win over Gujarat Titans 180 for 6, climbing up to 3rd on the points table. They exposed the cracks in GT's middle order and flexed their batting firepower. With Markram and Purin turning up the heat and their bowlers delivering under pressure, LSG proved they're a serious title contender, even without their star man. GT's streak may be over, but the fire in this IPL season is just getting started.
The opening night of IPL 2025 was nothing short of a spectacle. A night where champions were humbled, strategies were shattered, and new heroes emerged. Royal challengers. Bengaluru made a statement against the defending champions, Kolkata Knight Riders, in a match that had everything: blazing strokes, tactical masterclasses, and game-changing moments. But the real question is, did KKR throw away the match, or was it a masterclass from RCB? Stay tuned as we break down every gripping moment. Hazelwood strikes early. The match began with RCB setting the tone, thanks to a fiery spell from Josh Hazelwood. Back after a long injury layoff, he was sharp, relentless, and absolutely unplayable. The Eden Gardens pitch offered just enough bounce, and Hazelwood exploited it brilliantly. Quinton de Kock was the first to fall, struggling against Hazelwood's hard lengths. Dropped once, didn't matter. 2 balls later, Hazelwood made sure there were no second chances. Sunil Narine found himself swinging and missing through the power play as RCB's pace attack set the stage for what was to come. Rahane and Narine fight back. Just when KKR needed a spark, their captain stepped up. Ajinkya Rahane silenced the doubters with a masterclass in intent. His stroke play was fearless, his timing impeccable. And when Sunil Narine joined the assault, RCB's grip on the game loosened. From overs 4 to 10, KKR were unstoppable. 98 runs in just 7 overs. Rahane's wrist work was exquisite, but it was Narine who stole the show, taking down his former teammate Suyash Sharma in a brutal display of power hitting. 22 runs in a single over. RCB were rattled, the defending champions looked dominant, but then came the twist. Krunal Pandya's spell turns the game. With KKR cruising at 107 for 1, RCB needed a miracle. And Krunal Pandya delivered. First, Narine miscalculated a shot off Rafiq Salam, and that one mistake cracked KKR's momentum. Then came Krunal's moment of brilliance. He adjusted his pace, outfoxed the batters, and turned the game in RCB's favor. Rahane, who looked set for a big one, holed out. Venkatesh Iyer, gone. Rinku Singh, bowled. And just like that, KKR crumbled. But the biggest moment? Andre Russell. He walked in, the crowd expected fireworks, but Suyash Sharma had other plans. A wrong an error in judgment, and boom, middle stump gone. Since 2018, Russell has struggled against the wrong. Tonight, history repeated itself. KKR limped to 174 for 8, and RCB smelled blood. Phil Salt, the ex-player that KKR regrets losing. The chase began, and the man who once brought KKR glory turned against them. Phil Salt, the player they let go, came back to haunt them in brutal fashion. First ball, crashed for 4. The message was clear. Salt had a point to prove. With Virat Kohli turbocharged at the other end, KKR had nowhere to hide. Desperation kicked in, and Varun Chakravarti was brought in early. But Salt was ready. 20 runs in an over, and by the time Varun got his revenge, RCB were 95 in 8.3 overs. The game was as good as done. Kohli finishes the job. There was never any doubt. Virat Kohli thrives in moments like these. With the required rate down to a runner ball, he could have played it safe. But that's not Kohli. That's not RCB. Instead, he went after Varun one more time, slog sweeping him into the stands. At the other end, new captain Rajat Patidar provided the finishing touches with a blistering 34 off 16. RCB didn't just win, they dominated. 7 wickets in hand, 22 balls to spare. A statement victory to start IPL 2025. What a night for RCB. Hazelwood's early breakthroughs, Krunal's game-changing spell, Salt's revenge, and Kohli's finishing touch. This was dominance in every sense of the word. But the question remains, was this just an off day for KKR or a warning to the rest of the league that RCB means business this year? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to stay updated on all things IPL 2025, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. More action, more drama, and more cricketing madness coming your way.
Powerful intro with emotion and drama. They doubted them, said they were too slow, too cautious. But on a tricky pitch in Kolkata, Gujarat Titans didn't just silence the noise, they roared their way to the top. And leading the charge? A masterclass from Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarsan. This wasn't just a win, this was a statement. In the 39th match of IPL 2025, under the bright lights of Eden Gardens,